Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Build, Paint, Play. I'm Dave.
Greetings, programs. I'm Jake, and today we're going to be joined by Rachel and Joe. We're going to talk about narrative gaming and going to tournaments and playing in fun events, which is my reason to go to events and tournaments in the first place.
Yep. So, so going to be super cool. Just very quickly, going to say hi to the folks in the chat. We've got Scott here saying hey, Luis, Dave Hummel, Chris Kemig, Jason Turner. We've got Patrick Keith as well.
In one of his myriad accounts that he's on.
Yep. Table Ready or Not. I had one of his videos pop up in my suggested videos to watch.
Nice.
That finally YouTube is recognizing that I also enjoy miniatures. So definitely cool there. But yep, there we go. Patrick saying, hey, Rachel. So. Super cool. I follow resident of Texas.
Yeah,
there we
he
go.
is. Yeah,
Texans. And fellow Texan is the word I should be using.
Fellow Texan.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. Yeah.
Excellent. And Sean Gleason has joined us as well. And a few others. Don't forget to say hey in the chat when you jump in. But so Rachel, Joe, you've just come hot off the heels of a fantastic weekend event that you ran. What was the name of the event?
It was the Stella Solitaris narrative event. So if anyone's well-versed in fake Latin, that would be the Lone Star narrative event. And someone who's not on this podcast, but I really want to give a shout out to is Chris Stover, who was the one that got me started with narrative. I think inspired Joe to also get more into narrative. Yep. He runs the GW events with me, and then the Grand Narrative as well, and the Nova Narrative, which has been going on for 4 years. And due to unfortunate family circumstances, he was on the way and had to divert and go back home. So he was not able to make it, but Joe stepped up, and we made it happen. So it takes a village to have a narrative event sometimes, and Phil, Glacial Geek, and Shay, Katie and Sergeant Steele, they really helped out a lot with that as well. So they saved me. Otherwise, I would have been like, hi, guys. Play Warhammer? I don't know. But we made it work. So
I'm sure you would have been absolutely fine. But I think, it definitely takes a village to run any sort of event.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it, at least it makes it so much easier And
It's a lot of work. Like for people who haven't done it before, like showing up to play is, there's some steps involved, but it's not super difficult. And then helping be a facilitator is, that's another step, and being a volunteer. But trying to run the whole event, it is a massive amount of work, whether it's an 8-person tournament for your friends or, a tournament with hundreds and hundreds of players at it. Like there's a lot involved. And I don't think everybody who goes to events or even like plays at their local store ever really thinks of that. Like, 'cause it's bonkers when you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, you've got everyone asking, rules about the game, rules about what's happening, rules about the narrative, what's happening next.
What table am I at?
Yeah. What table?
What does this special rule mean? Does this terrain block line of sight?
Oh, yeah.
What's good about narrative is mostly like, we don't get a ton of like nitpicky rules questions. It's more a lot of like, hey, there's a big gun on this table. If I get my nerdlings up to it, can I shoot it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Most of the time it's very like chill rules questions, some terrain questions, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into a narrative event. Like we don't use like pairings by battle points and scoring and stuff. We use pairings based on like story that we have to cook up between each round. So it's kind of a lot more free form kind of thinking work, which is hard to do when you've been painting terrain for 3 days straight and only running on Red Bull and like donuts. So
awesome.
I do like donuts.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of terrain, this is the part of the show where we usually talk about what hobby stuff we've been doing. And I know that both of you have been sort of preparing for this event, but Rachel, I know that you had some.
Oh yeah, there's like my whole desk back here is terrain that we were painting for the event, so it's like it's just all over the place. There, my desk is covered in oil wash. I had my friend Eric. He goes by Chemical Sunsets, I think, on Instagram. He is an amazing terrain painter, and he really came in and bailed us out as far as getting all the terrain done for the event. Something a lot of people don't realize, like when you look at a competitive event, all the terrain is very normalized, standardized. Each table has X amount of pieces. They're all laid out in the same layout. A narrative table probably has like 4 to 6 times the terrain of a normal tournament table on it. So there's a lot of work that goes into making those tables look narrative and not, just, no offense to the competitive teams, but a bunch of L's.
We've talked about that before.
There's usually a lot of diversity in the types of terrain. We can't just have it all be industrial. We need to tell a story.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's awesome. But yeah, definitely for any sort of event, as soon as you're making more than one table, the amount of terrain you're going to create is just completely onerous. It's ridiculous. Fantastic. Joe.
So I'm also preparing for the grand narrative, but while Rachel will be running it, I'll be playing in it, and I'm just painting up a bunch of very bright tanks.
Nice.
Cool. Is that
that's a Dorn?
Rogel Dorn.
Is that a particular color scheme, or is that an orky kind of approach?
It's a weird one. I'm doing.
It looks like brazen claws, but
right, yeah, it has that.
I'm doing a feudal guard, so
cool.
Medieval Imperial Guard Astra Militarum. So I'm using Altorf colors from the old fantasy.
Oh, cool, excellent. Are you using some of the pistolier heads and that kind of thing on your?
Yeah, I've got so many kit bashes with pistoliers. I think these are the I can't remember what these guys are called.
Hang on a second.
My camera does not like to focus. Let me see if it's smart enough.
Now we just see Dave.
Put your hand behind it. Put your hand behind it.
Oh, we're getting him there. Oh, yeah, like a beauty YouTuber. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need a new website.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll have pictures on my Instagram later. But yeah, I've been wanting to paint a really bright army. I mean, if you look behind me, it's all drab and washed out and dark. And I wanted something that you see it on the table and it catches your eye and it just pops. And this has been a lot of fun.
Right. Nice.
Joe, we are having the opposite problem. I tend to paint lots of blood angels and like, death, like the only Death Company is probably the only thing in the army that's drab, and they're usually punched up with like gold and skulls. And Dave and I got sucked into Trench Crusade, so for the first time, I'm painting a drab army, which is not something I normally do.
Blood Angels is the correct choice, by the way. Anyone else that says anything different, that is just incorrect. Blood Angels are correct. The best Space Marines. Thank you.
I agree.
Yes.
I will therefore say I'm very proud to have made the wrong choice.
Okay, you can be wrong.
Somebody's got it, Dave.
Right.
Look, somebody has to eat all the other ice cream flavors.
Yeah, right?
Exactly. That's why there are so many of them.
That's right.
Oh, I'm full.
That I'm also last minute scrambling together a cosplay. I had a long coat that I was going to wear. And Rachel can attest that at this narrative, I put on an old lighter cosplay that's a full robe. And I didn't stop sweating for the rest of the day. Like, I took it off, went into air conditioning, and was still just sweating nonstop. So I'm changing my plans a little bit on what I'll be wearing.
Right.
Cosplay is always like that kind of thing where you're like, I'm going to do this, and almost no cosplay survives first contact with the enemy, which is lack of air conditioning. So you get there, and I mean, I wear cosplay. I didn't wear cosplay to this narrative because I was like dying, but I usually wear full cosplay to every single narrative that I go to. And historically, it's been the Sister of Battle. I think people have seen me wear the most. I think it's what was on the thumbnail for this YouTube video. So it's been around the block. I think it's like almost 2 years with that cosplay now. Same one too. It's just been, it's like the cosplay of Theseus. It's just been repaired so many times. There's barely anything of the original left. But yeah, for Grand Narrative, I'm going to have a different cosplay, which I'm very excited to kind of show everybody. That's going to be in Atlanta. So
nice.
Oh, that's super cool. You'll have to, when you, we'll get some photos and pop them into the Build Paint Play community page on Facebook, so everybody can check it out.
Yeah.
So
I've never done cosplay. I saw your sister's outfit at Nova. Pretty cool. Definitely neat. I've been talking to a guy who does like movie quality props and like stuff, and I'm working with him now, and he does like bespoke Space Marine stuff. And I was like, look, I want to get a Space Marine armor. I'm like, but they never look right. Like I'm tall. Like I'm like 6.5 feet tall, and I weigh like 210. And I was like, so I'm a short Space Marine. I was like, but if I wear like even like a 4-inch heel or a 4-inch sole, I'd be 7 feet tall. So I was like, that would be kind of cool. And he's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I think maybe a Reaver. And he was like, oh, I've never done a Reaver. That'd be kind of cool. So he went from being like not super interested to being like, okay, now I kind of want to do this. And I was like, all right, so we'll see if that works out. All I got to do is get Army Painter or somebody to subsidize it. But it would be like it would be a material that he makes it out of. It's like I don't know enough about like costuming, but it's like a plastic, and then the inside is beefed up with like soft foam, like colossal foam, like you find inside sporting equipment. Oh yeah. So he was like, the whole thing, like it won't get damaged. And he was like, if the foam ever got damaged, you could replace the foam. And I was like, all right, cool. So we'll see. I have no idea. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. We'll see. That could be kind of neat.
It sounds like you just need to prepare to sweat. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you will, whatever they're gonna, because I've seen there's in the Grand Narrative, there'll be, I think they already kind of showed a little bit of them, 2 Space Marine characters, and they're in full suits. They're tall, right? And it is. I put the boots on actually for one of them and stomped around. I was like, oh, now I want to do this too. Like, if I just don't take my helmet off, it's fine, right? Like, I'll get a voice changer. No one will know. Yeah, it's a lot to be in cosplay all day. It's definitely not like medieval plate armor or anything, but like even if it's foam and plastic, like holding your body in a specific way that you're not used to all day and moving in a specific way you're not used to it's taxing, but it looks cool and it's worth it.
Armor plates and everything all over, so you have to move differently.
Right.
I think all my cosplays have been like bathrobe tier for mobility, so cool. I can do whatever I want.
Yep. Sounds like a good plan for sure. Excellent. Jake, hobby wise, what are you up to?
Well, I sent you some photos. I'm still in the process. So I totally got just sidetracked from building the 2 new Space Marine characters by researching all of the Trench Crusade stuff. But I finally got them all built and converted last night, so they are all done. I was gonna prime tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain. Like I'm in Boston, so it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Yeah, these guys are great. Once it pops into focus, there we go. Yeah, these are my mechanized infantry, and there's nothing here for scale, but these guys are enormous.
Those 40mm bases.
Yeah, they're on 40s.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a.
Is that a 1-inch grid there then, or is that?
I don't know what that is. That's the Adepticon like cutting mat.
That's probably like a centimeter,
quarter,
like half-inch grid.
Half-inch grid.
It's like a half-inch grid. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty chonky. Like they're a little bit bigger than the current Terminators, like the new Imperial Terminators.
Yeah.
And they're much more top heavy. Like their bodies are much broader across the chest and throughout the shoulders. But they're comparable. It's like they're about the same size as like the Space Marine Captain from the Leviathan box.
Okay.
Like each one of them. So they are pretty big. But they're really fun. Like Dave helped me print up all the pieces, and then I had the Winged Hussar Lancer back banners from a previous project, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do all of my guys. They're all going to be the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and they're going to be Winged Hussars. So these guys will all be in, shiny plate mail with lots of heraldry. And then I have got Yeoman there, and the 2 guys on the left and the 3 guys on the left in the front and the 2 guys on the right. Those guys are all from the actual Trench Crusade Antioch faction that they made. And then the girl in the front with the sniper rifle and the half helm, she's from Bite the Bullet Studios. She's like their sniper priest. But yeah, I got them all built and cleaned up and ready to go. So I will prime them, and then I will do all their. I'm going to do lots of. I'm going to do a real harsh zenithal with them, and then kind of dry brush the crap out of them because I want them to look kind of like grimy and dirty and gross. And then I'm going to hit them with a bunch of washes and stuff. But they should be fun. They weren't bad. As far as builds go, most of the infantry were like 1 or 2 pieces. I think it's all bodies and heads. The mechanized infantry, they were a little bit more. Like you had to do they're like building a Terminator. So it's like legs, torso, head, left arm, left shoulder pad, right shoulder pad, backpack, weapons. Like they were a little bit more traditional, but they're not. I'm happy with how they look. They look big and heavy and chonky, which is what I want them to be.
You said those were 3D printed?
Yeah. Dave printed them up for me.
Dave, what printer do you have? I really need to upgrade mine. I'm still running a classic Saturn 1.
Okay, these are on a Saturn 3, so the Elegoo Saturn.
Okay, excellent.
I got a few friends who have got the Saturn 4, but apparently the Saturn 3 was the last one that had an integral air filter.
Oh, okay.
The Saturn 4, they put the Saturn 4 in where they had their Saturn 2s before, and it's apparently very stinky. So
yeah, that stuff doesn't smell good.
Yeah, this is on a 3. Yeah, if you pick up a 3 or whatever, give me. I'll send you some photos of my settings.
Excellent, thank you.
These
They
are
look really crisp. They look nice.
Yeah, super fine settings. The settings on the supports for most of the lighter guys are very, very fine as well. But yeah, it's great when you got them and when you got them painted up. It's like, oh yeah, these are great models. They print exactly how they're sculpted, kind of thing. So, but yeah, they look sweet. Very cool.
They're fun. They're like, and they're super Catholic. Like the guy in the middle has the big like Jesus tilting plate, and then they all have like the cruciform like shield plates, and they have like most of them have crucifixes hanging off their like belts and arms and stuff.
Yep.
On
rosaries. Yeah,
but they're super cool, which again makes sense. Like the whole point is you're fighting the forces of hell, and it'll be fun. I'm excited to do them. Dave and I were talking about today on the phone. I was going back and forth because a lot of people paint the mechanized infantry like they're tanks in World War II, so they're usually like really drab, and then they have like markings on them. And because I'm making them basically like the Winged Hussars are they're basically Space Marines from the 16 and 1700s. So they wore like super bright colors, and the idea is that you were supposed to notice them and be terrified. So I think I'm going to paint them like the Hussars. They're going to be like big, giant, shiny knights with lots of like heraldry, and it'll be like shoot me.
Yep.
I love that. That's super cool. I want to get into Trench Crusade, but again, I made this joke multiple times of like, Warhammer's a game that you play with miniatures. I just paint them, like, so I don't really get a lot of time to play. But you mentioned like they're like super Catholic. Like I was raised Catholic, and I think that's why, like, you know, no surprise here. We're both Blood Angel fans.
They are the Roman Catholic Space Marines,
right? Roman Catholic, you know, Catholicism in space, right? But like Trench Crusade is like hyper super Catholicism aesthetic, and I'm like, oh man, I know this harkens to a part of my soul. I want to get into painting this.
They'll be fun. There's a lot of crazy factions. I think the biggest thing with this is the fact that there's really only two sides in Trench Crusade. You're either the forces of humanity trying to not die, or you're the forces of hell. And yeah, there's like 9 flavors of hell, and there's basically like 2 flavors of like not hell. And then basically like they're all slight variations. So it's like if you do New Antioch is like soldiery, and then there's like Trench Pilgrims who are like not soldiery pilgrims, and then there's like the other variations of that.
The Iron Sultanate as well.
Yeah, like Dave plays the Iron Sultanate, who are like sort of Middle Eastern soldiery. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's very
they're Islamic, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a different take. It's you know what I mean? It's like watching the football channel in like, you know, Spanish instead of English. Like it's the same it's the same broadcast. It's just what language is it in?
Right.
So it is really cool. For me, it was like I looked at all the factions and I was like, oh, inevitably in almost every single game, I end up playing like quote unquote like the good guys. And I'm always like, oh, like Space Marines look really cool. I'm going to do them. And then with this, I was like, I'm going to do something different. Then I looked at all the factions. And I was like,
you're like, I'm going to play Space Marines again.
Like, I'm gonna play Space Marines. Like it's definitely hard. But it's really cool. The rules are really simple. Like Phil is a huge fan. And then our buddy Dan Osborne is coming up, I think, in a week.
Oh,
and,
Dan the man,
and I are going to get a game
the Rust King.
Yeah, and I'm going to get a game in when he gets here next week. So
awesome. I also looked at the I think it's like Cult of the Black Grail or something like that, and I was like, oh, that's sick. They like clone pieces of their god and eat them to get power or something. I'm like, okay, that's amazing. Chaos also appeals to me as well in Warhammer. I have a Chaos Knight army that's like full custom kit bash, like everything. It's just not fully painted yet, of course. But that also appeals to me too. And like the kind of, I believe Trench Crusade is also miniature agnostic. You can kind of run whatever you want, as long as it looks like what it's supposed to kind of represent. And that makes me excited too, because I love making custom models. So someday.
And yeah, the miniatures for Trench Crusade all look properly grim and brutal, and it's just fantastic. I really need to get some of them to paint them.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, like I was talking to a friend of the show today, Jeff Smith, and Jeff was saying, oh, you know, it seems like I don't necessarily want to get in another game and it's a whole bunch of stuff to paint. And I was like, it really isn't. Like I think the biggest faction you could run is like 14 or 16 models. And that's like, okay, you have a bunch of grots. Like they are not good at anything. You just have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's the old Mordheim slingers list. You're like, oh, I run 49 sling, you know, Skaven with slings. And you're like, what is your army good at? And they're like,
nothing.
Outnumbering everybody. And you're like, oh, so
three more.
Or you can take, you know, I think the smallest army, theoretically, the smallest army I could field would be, I think 6 models.
Something like that.
But this is a pretty good mix. Like how this army should work theoretically is, and Phil was really good about this when we were talking about it, because I changed my list like 3 times. And at first, my buddy Ben was like, well, you know, he's a skirmish game guy, and he was like, I always feel like if you're playing with 8 models or less, you are literally showing up to lose. And I was like, really? He goes like, you're going into the game outnumbered, which means your opponent gets to do more stuff. And I was like, all right. And then Phil was like, I don't think that's necessarily the thing in Trench Crusade. He's like, I always want my guys to like do the thing that I built them for. Yeah. So I kind of went back and messed with this. So theoretically how this should work is the 4 guys with rifles, the 2 guys on the left and the 2 guys on the right. Those are just yeomen. So they come with rifles for free, and their range is pretty good. And I gave them, I think, light armor, and I gave them bayonets. So now theoretically, they're like your average guardsman in 40K. Like, they can shoot, they're pretty good at it. They now have a bayonet, which means they can fight in close combat, and they're okay at it. And they have armor, which means that they get a save. They don't just die. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And they'll take objectives and stuff, and I can put them in groups of 2, so I get multiple activations. And then the sniper, she's a sniper. Pretty straightforward. She's going to sit way back on the board and just try to shoot stuff. She's really good at shooting. She is not good at fighting. And then the guy on the left kind of running toward us with the grenade launcher in his hand, that's the combat engineer. And he basically is a mobile mortar team is basically what he is. He starts back on the board. I'll put him near the sniper, and the 2 of them will just be creating havoc and like hammering stuff. And then the 3 big guys, they're assault terminators. So they're just going to march down the board and dare people to come get them. Like they can shoot. They all have heavy weapons, and then they all have close combat weapons. So they're a Terminator squad. Like, they're just going to walk across the board and kind of look for stuff to punch. So it should be fun. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea if this is going to work. Or if I'll be calling Dave in 3 weeks being like, hey, can you make me like 14 of these other guys? Because but yeah, who knows? It should be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, if they look cool, that's what matters. Like, honestly, I think you win the battle by looking sick, which is also the Blood Angel way. So, we show up, we look good, we lose. It doesn't matter.
I don't typically lose with my Blood Angels.
Okay, canonically, Blood Angels attrition rate pretty high, but you look cool, so that's what matters.
But they don't lose. They just die a lot and win.
Yeah, die and win. Amazing.
There we go.
I think it's definitely one of the better things about being new to a game is that you're not too focused on, doing really well or winning. It's just, this is cool. This sounds awesome. It's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And keeping that mentality moving forward is how you keep loving the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why people like narrative. I mean,
Exactly.
to roll it back to like what we've done, it's like people showed up with insane lists of stuff that they don't get to usually bring because it's not competitive or it's like Legends now or something like that. And you just have a good time because you can totally win a narrative game by dying, like being tabled, but you can still do something for your team and your faction that is really helpful, because it's not just about the it's very much not about the individual player. It's about your faction and your team and how you interact with each other. So
no, I love it. I'm with you. Narrative play is always what I want to do. I played in the narrative at Nova. I played in the narrative at Adepticon. I played at the narrative at Ironweld. I'm playing at the narrative at Everwinter. I always my competitive days are long behind me. Are you going
to Grand Narrative? Are you going to Grand Narrative?
Is that the big one that Phil's going to?
The big one in Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah.
I will not be at that.
No. Hey, those tickets sell out quick.
It's mostly because my event schedule is pretty chock full, and I'm winding up my year. I have 2 shows left, and then I'm done. So.
Yeah.
You need to make space. Grand Narrative is, if you are into it, it is the most Warhammer you can ever play. It is incredible.
It gets so much better every year. I've been going since the beginning, where it was a blast, and they've outdone themselves year after year.
So what do you host at Grand Narrative?
It's a massive narrative tournament. I mean, you have
No, but like 40K, Age of Sigmar.
40K and 40K, and then there's Kill Team as well rolled into it. At least there was last year. So
do you do Heresy?
They do have a Heresy narrative for some of the GW Opens, but not in this one. This one is 40K Grand Narrative. But the cool part about this is the actions that happen in this narrative get written into the canon story of 40K. So you become part of the canon.
Fine. Maybe next year I roll in with my Flesh Eaters and see if they can.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
The Black Eye to Chaos.
Nice. Excellent. Just quickly going to say hi to a few folks who have joined us since the last time I mentioned it. Kat is here. Kat Swift. Malev is here as well.
Nice.
Josh Potter. Chris Gawker has arrived. Alan is here as well. Who Fantastic. Alan says he really needs to look into the Trench Crusade lore. He's behind the power curve.
It's all good. Alan, you have Phil as a resource, man.
For sure. And Chris says he's currently running a 40k Crusade at his FLGS.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Crusades are they're a blast because you get to do just the silliest things. And like Rachel was saying, even if you lose the game, you can win the war. You can progress in your own ways, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Excellent.
I think one of the coolest things that GW ever did was, I think it's the 3rd edition rule. No, 4th edition. I think it's the 4th edition rule book. There's that whole like Siege of Phoenix Isle campaign in the back of the book. That's just awesome. It has like, oh, your dude survived. You get a veteran ability. What is it? Tank hunters. Oh, I get +1 strength when I'm shooting against tanks. Like there was so much of that. It was like proto Crusade. It was the first time that they had really kind of come up with that idea. It was awesome. I love that. Is this for your Hunt the Dragon campaign?
I was going to say, so my hobby has mainly been focused around Trench Crusade as well. And I played 2 games on Saturday as part of a campaign, games 4 and 5 of the campaign. And we had 3 tables set up. They were supposed to be 6 of us. They ended up being 5, so somebody had to play a bye. But we had the Hunt the Dragon scenario. We had the Storm the Shores scenario, and we had the I'm not sure what the one with the train in it scenario as well. So we had some very narrative focused scenarios. But in this one, Hunt the Dragon, the dragon could be anything. It could have been an actual dragon. It could have been a demon. It could have been a possessed tank, which is what we used in this scenario. Yeah, it was a pretty crazy scenario. Very early on, I was playing against a friend, Brendan Bell, his artillery witch, which is up on the piece of terrain here.
That's her up there rocking her like, Harlem Globetrotter, like bomb skin.
So she threw a bomb out, put 2 blood markers onto the tank, which you can see on the back of the tank here. And then immediately, you have to roll to see if you activate it on a 5 or a 6. Sort of after each player activates a model, you roll to see if it's activated for the turn. And Brendan activated it, and what it does is it goes after the last warband model that attacked it. So it turned around and sort of raced over towards him, and ended up blowing away his artillery witch.
I love the skeleton on the tank barrel that's chained to the tank barrel. I'm gonna steal that for stuff later for sure.
This is a blueprint from Diceverse. Is the name of the creator on My Mini Factory. But you can get in this particular kit, you get a barrel that has 2. It's like one strapped underneath as well. So it has 2 strapped on it
for extra power.
For extra gruesome.
I thought it was a silencer.
No.
It only works like once. You fire it, and then the skeletons
once you blow
are
all the
just
skin
gone.
off, it's not quiet anymore.
Yep.
Is it an
They
honor?
were bodies at the beginning, but now they're skeletons. Yeah.
Should you be honored to be one of those skeletons, or is it a punishment?
I would guess
Depends on what army you're part of, I guess.
Yeah, for me, but yeah. But it was a cool, fun scenario. In this particular one, there are peasants on the board. That the tank is normally, if you don't attack the tank will try and hunt down the peasants and run them down, or you get victory points for taking the peasants out of action. What we found on our board is the peasants were particularly sturdy, meaning that we rolled really poorly.
Wait, you have to kill the peasants?
Yeah, you get
what kind of mission is this?
you don't have to, but you get victory points for it.
So you kill the peasants so the tank can't eat them?
Yeah, the tank needs more to strap to the silencer. It needs peasants.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
come on.
But in this particular photo, over here, Brendan had a Death Commando, which is a pretty fierce character, as the name would suggest, Death Commando. Just managed to knock down the peasant, so he was just fine. Over here, my Hell Knight attacked this peasant, just managed to cause 1 blood marker on it. didn't do much, and got to the point where this particular peasant, I had to load the 5 of my models here.
Wow.
Wow, I like how it wasn't really a peasant. It was like a random superhero that was like just hassling your army for like 3 turns.
Pretty much. It was just like, this is just an example of how terrible my dice rolling was absolutely abysmal. But in that scenario, we had a lot of fun, and Brendan ended up winning that one pretty convincingly, 20 victory points to 10.
I got a comment just for 1 second here. 2 things. Those dice, amazing. I would love those for Blood Angel dice. They're very thematic.
Yep.
But second thing, those crash tanks look awesome. I really like those. Those are really cool.
I think Dave said they're by the same guy that did the big one.
No, these ones.
Or the other one is.
These smaller ones aren't. I can't remember which company, but I'll track it down and I'll let you know.
And
then
are really cool.
Yeah, these ones, there are 2. So that first tank is kind of like an IS-2, like a Soviet assault gun, and he has 2 destroyed tanks that are basically 2 destroyed IS-2s, which look great. But those were printed out on a FDM printer.
They look great.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. I was responsible for creating this table.
It's a cool table.
And then my friend Chris Marshall, he created the Storm the Shores table, which is basically like a big landing, like an amphibious landing. He was playing the Defender, so he got half as many models as I did. So I had my full warband, he had half his warband. But we had to run in and try and take control of the big gun in the center. Kind of crazy style. And he had 6 models to defend against my 12. But he did pretty well. And this is a final thing. So this is
That's a nice gun.
Nice gun. Very cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice Minotaur.
It's super. It looks like it's a lot of the Hell Knights of Hashut collection.
It does. This does look like the new Decimator engine, but no, this is the original Brazen Bull model from Trench Crusade. But we were talking about, and I think that Decimator engine could make a really cool Brazen Bull as well.
He's a lot bigger.
He's a big boy. He's
the Decimator engine is big.
Inches tall.
Well, this guy's big too.
He's not that big. I mean, I've
With
seen
the scale of the dice, I can see. But I know nothing about the Trench Crusade game at all, so I'm like, oh, those are cool minis, and I'm like, look at that terrain. Look at that gun.
This guy's on a 60 mil base.
Okay.
Rather than
He's about the size of the old box. That guy's about the size of the old box knot.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Is it the size of this one? I have him on my desk for like encouragement.
Oh, such a cute little guy.
Yeah, he
weighs like 5 pounds.
He's a little taller, but he's not quite as like chunky.
Oh, there we go.
The old Screamer Killer.
Yeah, dude, I love the old Screamer Killer. The Angry Baby.
My
Yeah.
happy little boy.
But
there's just some classic minis you can't get rid of.
Speaking of Angry Baby, Phil just jumped into the chat.
What's and Walter's workshop.
as well.
Hank's here too.
Yep, excellent.
The chat just got a lot more orange.
Nice.
There we go. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I won the second game against Chris, so that was cool. And I think next month we'll play 3 more games to sort of round out the campaign.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's definitely a game I'm interested in. The aesthetic, how easy I've heard it is to play. My biggest restraint is I have time to play maybe 1 or 2 games a week.
Yep.
And
wow, flex on us with all that free time. That's amazing.
It's like I've got 2 or 3 specialist games and various things scattered all over this room that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play Old World and I'm going to get back into MCP. No, I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah. That's cool. Excellent. Let's jump into the meat and potatoes of the conversation.
Oh, wow.
Although we've been talking a lot about narrative as well, though. But first up, we've got to say thank you to the Army Painter, who are our season sponsors. Jake and I are also members of the Army Painter Factory team. And so I thought this week I would highlight Meta's Miniatures. So Rob Medwell, if you check out on YouTube, Meta's Miniatures, the YouTube channel, he's just put up a super cool video about sort of speed painting his Thalax for his Mechanicum army.
That's speed painting?
Yep.
Yeah, those are speed painted. Yeah, so I think he said that for those, that's like 9. Is there 9 of them? Yeah, there's 9 of them. They took about 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, I think he basically sprayed them. He sprayed them either plate mail steel or like it was a bright silver. I think it was plate mail steel. So he sprayed them plate mail and then did like successive washes over them. So to create the bronze, I think he said it's hardened leather. Yeah, it's hardened leather with a dash of gloss varnish. Create over the bright silver base coat. That was basically done. That was just done with a brush. And then he like went back and touched up like the lenses and the shoulder pads and like the tips of the plasma guns. And again, that's just successive layers of a speed paint. So I love
speed paints are good over metallics. Like they're really good over metallic.
Yeah, absolutely. But definitely go and check that out. So look for Meta's Miniatures, one of our fellow members of the Army Painter Factory team. Very cool. Thalax is GW ripping
Thalax, not Thala. Yeah.
Yeah, or Calax. I'm sure that he'll put these
Calax is a bookshelf. Thalax is a killer robot.
Yeah.
I feel like with any name of anything like that's like made up, sci-fi language, you will eventually have a unit named after an IKEA bookcase. But
I'm just impressed these people remember what an IKEA bookcase is called.
I remember this is a Detolf. These are
we've all got a Detolf behind us.
Yeah.
I've ordered so many Calaxes over the years.
Yep. I'm looking at 3 of them now. So
I've got 4 of them down here. So
we don't.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh,
so,
that's me. And Phil. Hi, Phil.
To talk about this weekend's event. So first up.
Is that a Titanicus t-shirt?
Yes, it is.
That's
yes,
awesome.
it is. And
That's
I wore it because that was our APOC day. And the warlord that you can see behind Joe up on the shelf there, and the warlord that's definitely not in a box in pieces in my garage right now because I just took it out of my car. Haven't set it up yet. They were on the tables for that. And then we also had one of the players brought his own warlord titan, which was very fun. So that was part of our APOC game, is like dueling titans essentially.
I think we've got a photo of those. We'll bring back in later.
Oh yeah,
that was a good time.
But one thing that in one of the photos that Phil sent,
oh yeah,
Cowboy Bjorn.
So there were 2 at one point, Bjorn with cowboy hats fighting each other, and that was an incredible thing to see.
So I know obviously Lone Star in being Texas, cowboy hats are a thing. What's going on here? What does this mean? Because there are other photos that we've got through the show.
It really doesn't mean anything. I thought it was just fun because our logo that I did for the event was a Titan head, a warlord Titan head with a cowboy hat. And if you see I think maybe he took pictures of the trophies that we did. Joe printed some really cool heads. One of them that he did himself, the Chaos Titan head. And then I found actually cowboy hat ornaments at like a hobby store and put them on there. So, and that was our trophy. So I got these little tiny hats and I was like, we can just give them to the players and they'll probably put them on their miniatures and it'll be really silly. And we'll get some good pictures. So
walked around and put them on their minis. And it turned out great. Like, hey, that's a nice knight. I'm going to put a little cowboy hat on him.
Yeah.
No bonuses, just you've yeed your last hall partner. This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us.
I think the best one was seeing the Fulgrim transform with a cowboy hat on top. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Awesome. The hat adds a lot of character to stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure if it had if it was you got a bonus, like a quick draw bonus or something like that.
Oh, that would have been good, but we were.
You get a bonus, but it's outside the game, Dave.
It's a charisma.
Oh yeah,
charisma.
Charisma.
People automatically love your army so much more.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, it's the Space Wolves. You have to love them. They're the best. The best.
Sure.
Well,
they're fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Everybody likes
Whatever.
dogs. I mean, come on.
Yeah, dogs are great. No one likes bats.
Speaking of wild and rabid dogs, another photo of Phil, looking fantastic. Did he bring this with him, or was this something that you had?
No, he made that himself, actually. Like, he's like, oh, you guys made me excited enough to like cosplay, essentially. So, oh, hey, I think that's Eric in the chat there who worked on a lot of our terrain.
Oh, awesome.
So, hi, Eric. Big shout out to Chemical Sunsets on Instagram. He makes some incredibly beautiful terrain. So
Cool.
go follow him and compliment him and make him feel awkward.
Nice.
Speaking of Instagram, so I have Rachel's and Joe's Instagram links down below. You can go and check those out as well. So it's Rachel Paints Minis. Is that right?
Yep.
And Joe, I'm sorry, I can't remember yours right now.
Joe's Prop Store, right?
Joe's Prop Store, I think.
Uh,
Yeah, I was getting it confused by YouTube. That I haven't posted for like 6 months, so don't worry about that one.
Excellent. So yeah, definitely go and check those out after the show, and throw them a follow. So we talked about sort of that you had a few challenges at the start of the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Yes.
Rachel,
Yeah, because Chris.
What day of the week did we find out that that Chris couldn't make it?
It was either Wednesday or I think it was actually Thursday because he was planning on driving all day.
Yeah, it was
Thursday to get there on like Friday. Yeah, it was very like, oh, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I was like, dude, please go take care of your family. That's more important than little plastic toys. You know, we'll make it work, right? Like, well, he's been training me for 2 years now. Like, trust your Padawan. I will figure out how to make this work. So, Joe, I messaged him, told him what was going on because he knew Chris well, and he's actually hosted some narrative events of his own, at least one that I know of. But I think you've been doing more kind of like with
I've
your
done a
friends
few
and stuff as well.
ones just like local shop players, LGS events, but only one other organized tournament like a narrative.
Yeah, so I contacted him and I was like, hey, and he immediately was like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. What do I need to do? So like,
Which was
eternal
good.
thanks to Joe.
My army was not painted for this event at all.
It's always much easier to step in when you can go.
Yeah, I don't have to stay up all
later. How can I help? What's going on?
It's like, oh, okay. Shoves the unpainted army off the table. All right, great.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, Joe did a great job, and Phil and Shay that came in, they helped set up tables, and
they really
we had a
helped
blast.
me,
Yeah.
just fantastic. They're both amazing people.
Excellent. So yeah, we definitely have to mention Shay. Shay provided a link to his to Google Drive where I grabbed a whole bunch of these photos from. So
he also brought like a 50-pound bag of mats so that we could have some really cool mats as well. I think Phil brought some mats too. I think the Army Painter big logo mat is going to show up at some point. So at least one table was Army Painter themed. But yeah, they really stepped up and helped out a lot. So big thanks to them.
How many rooms was it? How many people did you have?
It was this room here. I think we had 26 or something like that players, which ended up being pretty good because it was comfy in there. Yeah.
Yeah, the tables weren't so close together that it was tough to get around them, which is always a hassle. Yeah, it was a nice venue.
I like
you're
in a Boy Scout Troop 373's like meeting hall.
Yeah, it's a what is it, American Legion post, and they're really excellent people. There's like a whole like the other side of the post, which is like behind that wall. It's like a bar kind of hangout area, and a bunch of the members came over across the wall, and they're like, hey, what are you guys doing in here? Oh, this is Warhammer. My grandson loves this, or something, you know. So they were really fun to interact with, and
Nice.
they treated us super well. They're very, very nice people, and the drinks at that place are extremely cheap. So I think that really made people enjoy the event more. So
Right. Nice. I think it might not be the next photo, but yeah, I was gonna point out the Space Wolf player here. His Space
oh
Wolf.
yeah,
Oh yeah. He's
they were
about
also in cosplay. Yeah.
We had 2 very dedicated Space Wolf players.
If you notice the Servo Skull plushie, they taped the hat to the top of that as well. The
Oh,
teeny
yeah.
tiny hat. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. That cowboy hat shows up everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed that somebody picked up a picture of beer as well. So
Oh yeah. Those pictures are like $5 or something. So
Yeah, some people didn't even have cups. They just walked around drinking out of the pitcher.
yeah, a couple people did. And we also gave out drink koozies, you know, the little drink sleeve koozies
Yep.
as part of
Yeah.
the merchandise. So for the tournament, we gave out dice, we gave out those, and then we gave out what was the other thing we gave out?
Dice, koozies, objective markers.
Objective marker. Yeah, they were like poker chips, a little objective markers. So yes, I did put the koozies in there to encourage people to get drinks, but you know, it is what it is.
that's great. So what was the sort of the general sorry, oh, there's another one. I just noticed that the Space Wolf player also had a tail.
Oh yeah.
Yes. One was the Space Wolf, and the other one was more wolf space. But yes.
Right.
That's
Yes.
a good way to put it. The
Excellent.
cardboard box that just says Tau. I don't think I noticed that.
Sometimes you got to bring them in something, right?
Yeah.
But so what was the story? What was the particular story behind this behind the event? Like what was the narrative story, the tale that was being told?
Well, the original kind of story, and Chris was supposed to bring this really amazing crashed spaceship table that Eric had totally scratch built. It's very, very cool. And the kind of lore we had built for it is that there was a signal that had been decoded by the Administratum that had come from a crashed Titanicus ship called the Mementori Alamonim. And it was, a little chuckle there, but it was said to be carrying Titans. So my character, the Sister of Battle, and Chris's character, the Mechanicus Tech Priest, which ended up being awesome because Joe already has a Mechanicus Tech Priest cosplay, were being sent to kind of investigate this signal. And the planet is the Stella Solitaris. So they land there, and then basically the players find out that there are Titans still in the ship to recover, and some of them have been corrupted and some of them have not been. So their factions are basically kind of the order and chaos sort of factions. One is trying to basically all the players were through the games getting things to power up the Titans that they would then control and be able to shoot at each other at the end in the big APOC battle, as well as 2 big gun emplacements that they would be able to shoot at each other with. So the first 3 games were all about getting control points and power points and all those kind of things. Joe came up with some really good stuff.
There were
for
4
that
points, and I can't remember what they were called for the life of me.
One was definitely power. I think another one.
Power, intelligence, rummage points.
Rummage points, yeah, rummage points was one of them. These were kind of loosely based off of the ones that Chris had planned for the narrative games that we did. Some of them were kind of similar to the Nova narrative ones, but it was missions like, okay, decode data from these terminals on this battlefield, and you did that by like rolling dice and kind of trying to match dice and whatnot, or go look at these boxes and rummage through them and see what you get. And those would provide things to repair it or something like that. So
the decode mission is awesome.
Yeah,
I definitely want to use that one in my own narratives.
Yeah, Chris came up with some really cool stuff. So we ended up using those points to basically give bonuses to each faction depending on which one had gotten achieved more of one objective or the other. And they were pretty even too, which was kind of wild.
Yeah. So I think it was the Order side won with like power, the Chaos side won with intelligence, and then they just tied the other two.
Yep.
Right.
Which, when you've got like 13 tables of people playing, and you're writing down, this table got 23 on this side and 16 on this side, and it comes out to the same twice. We had way too many ties this weekend, and that threw
But it was
so many
fun.
wrenches. Yeah.
It threw wrenches, but it was fun. Like, especially when we told the players, like, you guys tied on this, like, you tied on that, and it's like the players like, and you just make them roll dice.
I wanted to have a decisive end.
We just make them roll dice. It was fun.
It is hilarious to me how often that happens. The last tournament that Ben and I went to, same, like, again, it's a heresy event, but it's the same idea. It's it's traitors versus loyalists, and at the end we're like, they're like, oh, after round 1 the heretics are up by 6. We're like, okay, cool. After round 2 was like, oh, the loyalists are back in front by 2, and then like round 3 it's like, oh, the heretics are in front by 12, and then like in 4th round he's like, so it was a tie, and we're like, it's like, so we went to the first tie break, which was like, how many actual wins and losses did the teams have, and it was a tie. And then he's like, we went to how many victory points you guys got in this round, and it was a tie. So then they went to who achieved the most secondary objectives, and the loyalists did. So like they had to go like the third thing to be like, we have to pick a winner. But I was like, that shouldn't happen. That's insane.
It was in our APOC battle, because we did like 3 normal games the first day, and then the second day was just all the APOC game.
Big game.
Yeah, one big game.
We ended up having to time the turns just to make sure we could get it all done, because we had like 6 hours, and we had to squeeze a lunch break in there.
Yep. And we got through 3 turns. So, but it was good. I mean, I think people, for kind of me and Joe, very sleep deprived, cooking up how we were going to do it, how we were going to lay the tables out, and how we were going to like basically include people who brought armies that were very like infantry heavy. Like, you don't want to show up to an APOC game with a whole bunch of foot soldiers and be like, wow, my army's useless. There were objectives on each table. So there was like 4 big things, right? 2 Titans, 2 gun emplacements. There were 4 separate kind of table zones. And there were like 3 players per side on each table. And each faction got to decide who was going to go to what table, basically. And then there were 3 objectives on each table, and whoever controlled those objectives got to shoot each of those weapons. So it represented like 3 shots off the Titan or whatever.
Shoulders, so if you have one of them, you get to shoot one of those guns, or on the gun emplacement, you get to fire it once. Oh yeah,
there it is. There we go. Yeah, they were like little L-shaped battlefields.
LW tables ended up working fantastically too. That was a treat.
Yeah, it worked. One of our players figured that out.
You have a little bit of sideboard where you can keep all your
stuff.
Yeah. And we had tables in the middle as well, so.
I've done my fair share of apocalypse events, and that's the worst part is, all right, my Warhound died. Where do I put it?
Yeah.
Take it apart, put it in the foam, put it in the car, get back in the shop.
Yeah.
There was I always like mega battles. Mega battles are really cool because you can do a lot of wacky stuff with them. Yeah. Like Chris is in the chat, and I know that Chris Kemming plays in a big one that they did at Adepticon, and they almost did it like an island. So they had one big set of tables in the middle and then tables around the periphery. And so obviously the Titans had range where they could hit anything. And then everybody else was like, well, I only have a range of 48. It's like, well, unless you're on the edge shooting at the island, like you probably can't hit it. But it was like, oh, my last cannon has a range of 72, or like my, plasma destructor has a range of like, 48 or 60 or something. So it gets a little wacky, but I was like, I always like stuff like that because you're like, that's just fun. Like all the weird stuff you have to like worry about.
My gun has 200-inch range. I'm never using that in the normal game. I can walk way over there and say, hey, I'm shooting this guy with a tank in the other room. And they're just like, yeah, okay, that checks out.
We ended up kind of like trying to, because we knew we didn't have a lot of time, and herding cats is already hard enough. We kind of made it so that the only way that you could shoot across tables was with the big guns and with the Titans.
Yep.
And you couldn't move across tables either. It wasn't like, oh, I'm on the deployment line to just go to this other table, and now there's like an unbalanced amount of people we kind of tried to focus them towards like, hey, go do the objectives, go do the Titan. Don't spend your whole time
Sorry,
shooting
we're
at your
Thunder
friends
Rock.
on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to move
Yeah.
my to the table
Yeah.
next to me.
It's like, no. So it was fun. It was fun to run, first of all, because we'd end up saying like, oh, you got 5 minutes left. Okay, dice down. Now the big guns are going to shoot. And everyone goes, big guns, big guns, big guns.
Those were just so fun to see.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And we cranked up the damage. We made up a new profile for the gun emplacements, and I looked at all the Titan weapons and was just like, this isn't cool enough. Let's make everything absolutely ridiculous to the point where they want to shoot the Titan. It's not like, oh, I have D6 shots. No, it's like 20 plus D6.
Right. Nice.
I mean,
Yeah, it was rolling a
Titans
lot
are
of
pretty
dice.
gross as it is. You're like, oh, what I do for my turn is I delete that unit of Devastators. And you're like, oh, really? Yeah, they're all gone. They're all dead.
But now it's like, I delete that table.
Yeah. We made it so like you
one
couldn't
thing.
shoot at like multiple. Well, basically, we gave some ground rules for the Titans. It's like, okay, you can shoot at stuff on your table, but I bet you want to shoot the other Titan more. Just
Yeah.
Wink, like you can delete that, big tank or storm surge or whatever it is on your table. Or we had the battle wagon, like the big orc, like pirate.
yeah,
there was a
yeah,
guy
yeah.
that had orc pirate ships, and they were very cool.
Glorious. I've got the hat somewhere. Right over-
Yeah. Oh, you took the hat? Yeah, there was a guy. He wore the hat and then he left the hat. So if you want your pirate hat back, we still have it. Joe has it. But yeah, and then a guy brought a Thunderhawk, I think, and that got deleted in the first turn too. But we kind of made it so we lightly encouraged people like, hey, you're gonna want to shoot the Titans. Like, don't just shoot everything on the table.
Nice.
I was going to say, Shay has joined us in the chat. Thank you very much for allowing us to use these photos. They're very cool.
Yeah, thank you, Shay.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, Shay. It's great to meet you.
Oh, but we sorry, but we talked about things being too even. At the end of the game, the damage that both of them had done to each Titan, that was how we were kind of calculating who won, was completely even. It was 780 damage to each Titan.
Wow.
Which was insane.
That
That was
sounds
people
supposed to
stabbing it. That was people shooting it with the big guns on either table, shooting it with the other Titan. Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
So
Should
we just
not-
made, like, how did that happen?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Statistically kind of crazy, but it was fun. We got on the mic and we're like, hey, you guys tied. So everybody just get to the table in the middle, get a dice. Your whole team is going to roll off, and whoever scores higher is just they won, and they loved it. They went nuts for it.
Cool.
Chaos side with like 11 or 13 players rolled a 20 on 11 to 13 D6, 20.
Total 20.
That's not great. That's not great.
Made to happen for them.
That's wild. Excellent. But yeah, some of the other photos that we've got through here.
Joe, that's the mood for the weekend. That's for
I'm
sure.
pretty sure that's the end of day one when I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Just that I think there have been a lot of times that when I've been running events where I've been in that same position. I also wanted to call out this guy's shirt. I heard there was a heresy. I got here as fast as I could.
Yeah, you'll never guess what army he was playing.
No, I won't. What is it?
It was definitely Black Templars.
Okay. Right. Excellent. Yeah, I should.
Oh yeah.
Pass this one very quickly, but yeah. So there's this is a battle player.
Yep.
Building this awesome conversion for their Castellan.
Is that Bill's?
No, that's there was another sister player there that had this night.
It's beautiful.
But yeah.
Gotta love the rose gold.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rose gold. Having converted up Castellan myself and putting something on top of it, I know how tough that can be. But they did a great job with the putting this sort of Exorcist mount up there. Excellent work. But yeah, so I guess that would have been another sort of fun aspect of the event, is checking out all of the different armies.
That Tau paint scheme is great.
Yeah, it's
Oh
cool.
yeah, he had
That guy was
he had
fun.
some really cool stuff. He had Voton with Fire Warrior helmets and Fire Warrior guns acting as some of his Fire Warriors.
All right.
Yeah,
nice.
I like when people do that. I saw a guy who did a whole squad of like Gala, so they're all like, you know, human conscripts they're guardsmen. I think he used shock troopers, but he gave them all like Fire Warrior helmets, and they all have like railguns, and I was like, those
Ooh.
look amazing.
There was
Yep.
somebody that I think it was the same person that had different Cadre Fireblade models. I think they had used them for, and it was the like Castellan model or something like that. There was a couple models that they had converted, and I can't remember exactly the names right now, but they were like guard models, and they looked really, really cool. And then there was somebody, my favorite conversion one was the Votan player that used entirely Fire Slayers for their Votan army.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a box of those so I can do some converting, because that is efficient.
Just buff, shirtless Votan running around.
Awesome. Of course, Phil was getting in some right.
Good looking army.
Phil in his ice capades.
The only way that his army was getting beat in terms of looks is that Harlequin army that's in front of him, done by Derek, who is insanely good.
Absolutely amazing.
I think it's Derek B Paints on Instagram. He really doesn't do a whole lot like with his social media, but he is an insanely talented painter. He's been painting that army since 8th, and it shows because they all have beautifully done diamonds that are all very symmetrical. They look like decals. They're incredible.
Yeah, I see the checks on his
You see them back
what are
here.
those?
Yeah.
The clown cars in the background.
The clown cars.
I don't know what they're called either.
For the Star Weavers.
Void Weavers? Void
Weavers?
Weavers?
Shadow
I think?
Weavers
Yeah.
or Void Weavers.
Shadow something, Shadow Void something clown. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody will
It's
let
a
us-
clown car. It's a little tiny Yugo that carries like 12 Harlequins. You're like, what?
They all jump out and stab you. It's great.
and then jump back in. And go,
Yeah.
"Fuck." But, yeah, some beautiful looking stuff there.
Oh, there we go.
There's the Titan Showdown. Oh, that's the one where you can see my Titan's got the little hat.
Yeah.
He wears that hat well.
Mine has the hat too now. It's always gonna have the hat.
Over here. Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
I do love
Dan
all those.
Osborne.
I do love all those repulsors.
Dan's in the chat. We said Titans and it summoned Dan.
That's how that works.
It does. He's going to have enough of them on screen at once, and he pops in. Hey, Super
I
Dan.
like that. That's an interesting take on basing the Titan in the back right. He's on like 2 giant 100 mils on each foot or something. Like that's crazy.
So that's
Yep.
the guy up here, and I've done like Warhound and Reaver, and I did like a really big round base at first, and I had nowhere to put it. So then I'm working on my Porphyrion a little while ago, and at first I did do like 280 mils, and then I just 3D printed this giant oval for it. And that got me thinking about just printing some more just big round spots for the feet. Because having played a few Apocalypse games, I don't like having just such a huge empty area around my Titan where like tanks can't go through the feet, but I want them to.
Right.
No, you just want like to take up all the space in the world, like my foot
Like yours does.
circle giant. I mean, it's easier to like not fall over that way, but you know, I don't take as much time as our friend Dan here in assembling the Titans with all the rods and pins and stuff. I just epoxy it together and pray for the best. But the big circle definitely makes it easier to just slide it across the table.
And I think you've been through your fair share of rough Titan assemblies.
Oh yeah, some eBay rescues that needed some tender loving Dremel. That's for sure.
Awesome. That's cool. I think, what do we have? What else do we have? Oh, these ones. The this Slanesh Force, Emperor's Children Force, I guess. Those.
Please tell me it has the cowboy
Oh,
hat.
wait. Oh, wait.
You can't see it right now.
No, that's on me. There we go.
Dave's just looking
There we
stuff in
go.
the background.
I'm just looking at stuff on my other monitor over this way. But
Well,
yeah.
hold on now. Model a Titan with Lehman Russ on each foot like roller skates.
Oh man, Beyblade
Nautica,
roller skates.
I have
Yes.
done something similar where I put Outrider bikes instead of foot pads for my knight, and I ended up selling it. But you're onto something with that.
Yeah.
Mm.
What is the weird guy in the bottom right foreground with the thing on his shoulder?
That looks like some orcs.
Yeah. There was an orc player that had this TV crew, and I think I saw a
Oh,
picture
yeah.
earlier. You
Yeah.
got to show that because they were cool. That is not that model, but the
I think
guy had the TV
They're
orcs.
on the back of my Titan in that photo.
They are.
Yeah, there they
There
are.
we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
the channel Wah News. Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. So that's always fun. That's kind
Please ignore how dusty my Titan is. It doesn't get out often.
It's supposed to
gotta
be
get you- we
dirty.
gotta get
It's
some
it's a
canned
normal
air.
Titan. It's fine.
I think I just pulled. Yeah, I've got
There you
plenty. I'm just lazy.
excellent. But I love the look of these tanks.
Yeah,
So
you
cool.
gotta send that. You gotta send that to Heresy. He'll love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just some in sort of extreme, intense colors. But yeah.
Yeah, the purple's great.
As it should be. Nobody's confused as what army that is. Like, from across the room, that's a Slanesh army.
Absolutely. That's great. And these Eldar.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that Eldar army was cool. He had a whole bunch of Forge World stuff. If you notice, that's the Skahatch Wraith Knight, I believe. I don't know how to say it properly, but that's the
No.
one with the jump pack on it. It's like a warp spider.
Oh, the Scathic,
pack.
yeah, the Scathic's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then those bikes and the War Walkers, and of course the big I don't remember what that thing is
Yeah,
called.
that tank.
but
Oh
Falcon?
God, what is that tank? I
It's just
remember.
a big
I
Forge
built one
World
of those
flex.
I built one of those for a customer when I was at GW. That thing is a nightmare.
Yeah, they're
That's the-
super cool.
That's definitely part of the fun of narrative. Is I'm gonna flex my collection on you just a little. I'm gonna bring like all pewter minis. I don't care how well they do. My army is going to crush yours if it gets knocked over.
I mean, you see movement trays back there. You think we care? We don't care. Look
No.
at that.
It was awesome.
You've got that many infantry models. Having some movement trays can really speed up those games and
Oh, yeah.
definitely speed up the Apocalypse games. But yeah, looking great there. Very nice. But yeah, I think that's got to be one of the top sort of elements, isn't it? For let me scoot that through. I think we had a couple of others. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
Shay's
scorpion.
tank,
That's
yeah.
the scorpion, by the way. That giant.
Oh,
Eldar
scorpion,
super heavy,
okay.
That's the scorpion.
Thank you.
I've got some of the Eldar Titans, and I really want to paint them up just to show them off. They're super, super cool.
Yeah, I used to love when they used to have the original Phantom. The original Phantom is like one of my favorite kits of all time. It's amazing, and you'd watch people, and I'd be like, "How are you going to transport that thing? Like,
Don't worry about it.
it's so much more fragile. Like the
That's the
Imperial
problem.
Titans are all big, chonky, but they look really big and heavy. The Eldar things, it's like a giant skeleton that's like
Yep.
super flimsy, and I'm like, I feel like I'm going to snap the arms off just like looking at it.
Yeah.
Lots of pins, and never get it in temperature that you would feel uncomfortable in personally,
Don't
and then
own
you'll
it
be
in
fine.
Texas. It will melt.
Yeah.
You'll be able to put pins like halfway up those legs
No,
and pin that through into a wooden base of some kind. But
I have mine on wooden bases, and yeah, they got pins through them. So
definitely gotta do that. I was gonna say, as an Imperial Guard player myself, I'm a big fan of this Arcadian army.
It's a gorgeous.
that is
Is this
Sergeant
army?
Steele's. That's Shay's.
Yeah, they look great. I mean, lots of little. I'm a huge fan of transfer work. Anytime somebody does good bases and good transfer work, I'm in. So,
No, absolutely. The
what does he have? What does he have? 2 Orgaldorns, 3 Orgaldorns in his army?
I think he had 2, which
I think it was
I mean-
2, and then maybe
Yeah, because his
Yeah.
dad one.
all Astra Militarum players worth their salt have 2 of them.
Yeah, you
just
got to rock at least.
I think you
2.
should just run 4 Bane Blades and just get it over with. Like,
Well, I've got a
just
Bane
show
Blade
up.
here. I just don't think I can get it finished in 3 weeks.
Come
Forget
on,
the
do the
Bane
Bane
Blade.
Blade.
You gotta run. You gotta run. If you know there's gonna be Knights and Titans, you gotta run a Shadow Sword.
Yeah,
there you go.
run the Shadow Sword. Let's go.
There's a variant, and it's gun. If it kills a vehicle or monster that can't explode, it makes it explode on a 4. I can't remember what it's called. That's the one I want to run because that is silly and awesome.
Oh,
Is
what
that
We have-
Is that the Stormhammer? It might be the Stormhammer. I think it does.
That sounds familiar. I'm gonna look it up right now.
We had
I'm a big fan of I think it's the Hellhammer. That's the one that has the dual heavy Gatling guns on the front, and it can carry
40
troops. That thing is
It
awesome.
carries 20 guys. It's the party bus
Yeah.
for guard.
I
Yeah,
love that.
and it's open top. You can shoot out of it too.
I think it's
Fill that
amazing.
thing with heavy bolter teams.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a giant heavy El Camino is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Shay says it was just 2 Dawns. He didn't want to be that guy. Next up, he'll have 6 Baneblades.
You better.
Fantastic.
I want to see it. We had speaking of making things explode, we had some game that I think it was the Slanesh player and the Black Templar player, and they had like multiple vehicle explosions trigger like each other in like a chain. And I just hear like coming from that table, and I was like, okay, something fun is happening. And I come over and just, that one blew up and that one blew up and so it was really fun.
The craziest thing, and I'm hoping this is true. There's no confirmation of this, but I've heard this from 2 different sources now. So now that the new Fellblade is out in plastic, and people were like, how big is it? I was like, it's the same footprint as the Baneblade. Like, it's a super heavy. I was like, but it has the long guns on it. It's nuts. So the rumor is that they're going to release an upgrade kit for that, where you can make different variants. Like, you'll be able to make the glaive and whatever. But then I heard a rumor that they're going to do this is just a rumor. This is unsubstantiated. I don't want anybody writing this down. There is a rumor that they're going to do a plastic Warhound. And I was like, well, that would be pretty great. Now that they've basically gotten rid of Horde World.
That would be, I will buy 10. I would like 10, please. Immediately, day one. I
just want one Mars Alpha. That's all I want.
I want to post a picture next to a stack of boxes this high. They're all plastic Warhound boxes. That's what I want to see. I wish. Somebody had a plastic.
With Horde World resin going away, they're just going to plastify all of it and make it, special characters, and that's it.
Yep. And so the way it's going to go, I am looking forward to that day when that eventually happens. I have to start saving for it now.
Please don't quote him on Twitter. Oh God. After assembling enough resin models, I'm like, I think I've probably done like one client we had. He did 12 Titans in one order, like full size Titans in one order, and that was. I have an assembly guy that does my resin. I don't have the equipment or the protective stuff or whatever for that. So I just hand it to a guy and he does it for me. But that was a pain. Moving them around, sorting all the pieces, like making sure that all the guns were like not wonky,
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. When we had so last week we had Dave on from Trenchworks, and hearing him explain like kind of why that happens was really interesting. So he was talking about anytime you make a mold and you like pour it, right? Like, let's say it's like, oh, this is the Titan's left arm. So you make, the first one, and then you like make the second one, you make the third one. By the time you get to like the 50th one, it is a slightly different size than the first one because it leaves like think of it almost like a residue inside the mold each time. So by the time you get to the last one, it's like tighter because it's tighter in the mold. But when you take it out, if I'm trying to match the right arm of the last one I printed with the torso of the first one I printed, there'll be room. Like it won't fit snug because it's different sizes. And he's like, that's why you get stuff like that. It's because it all comes out of different batches and then they sort them and you get all the pieces. He's like, so sometimes it's like, oh, they should both be like this and one's like this because it's like they were later or like got printed incorrectly. And he was like, it cured wrong. Like there's a million things that could go wrong. And I was like, this is why I hate resin. So.
Yep, absolutely. Maleva said assembling 12 knights is like something surely God didn't intend for mankind to.
It was 12 Titans. It was 12
That's worse.
Titans. Yeah, it was much worse. I've had 12 knights in the studio as well before. And Viet had like, I think 60 or something.
He had like a whole night house, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a whole night like house. It was all House Tyrannus knights. But nice. Yeah, it was like, it was a lot of them were still resin because at that time it was the Cerastus platforms were still in resin. So
I don't miss that at all.
There were a couple Megaras, which were the resin upgrade kits, and the Porphyrions and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's something we didn't mention earlier. Rachel, what's your day job?
This is it.
Yep.
This is it full time. I'm either with doing events for GW, or I'm painting for clients, or I'm painting for GW, or something else.
Building Imperial Titans. That's her job.
Yeah, well, I don't build them. I just paint them. But or doing cosplay stuff. But that's mostly all tournament related or event related. I recently helped host a class, a painting class at the Dallas Makerspace with Borja. He's just some guy that paints miniatures. He won the Slayer Sword at Adepticon this year, so he's pretty good. But he's fantastic. He's a really, really cool guy. And I was super honored to help facilitate like a class and learn from him. So that's the kind of stuff I do. That's my day job. So
that's fantastic. You've been doing that for a decade?
Full time for I started miniature painting in 2019.
Okay.
And then I've been doing this full time for about 3 years now. So
okay. My timing was way off then. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done this very long. I just do it a lot. So luckily I've gotten better, I think, over time by doing it a lot. But yeah.
Yep. Painting 12 Titans will definitely get those reps in.
Yeah, it makes you good at painting 12 Titans for sure. And I think the commission that fully broke me on commissions was like 7,000 points of AdMech or something like that.
Wow.
It's like 40 Cataphren breachers, like 80 Skitarii,
yeah, that's a lot.
Nope.
I see AdMech and I get triggered. Like
I will not do that. I was talking to we talked about this before. Like, Dave, I think everybody here has worked as a pro painter at one point or another, and like my prices are deliberately insane. And my friend's always like, "Why do you do that?" I was like, "Because I don't want to paint your stuff. Like,
I don't want to do it. Like I just don't want to do it.
It's hard enough for me to paint my own stuff. And I'm not paying myself to do that. I definitely don't want to paint your stuff. So my prices are insane. And usually I'll get like people will be like, "Hey, we do this character. We do this like elite squad of like 5 guys." And I'm like, "Yeah, like that's my jam. You do not want me to paint your army. Like you'll be writing me checks for months. Like, so
it's kind of the same thing here. It's like I've gotten to the point where like, so you see the big sign up there, Sensei Swag. That's the studio that I started painting with and then kind of ended up inheriting when the founder, Viet, who was my really good friend and mentor, unfortunately passed away quite young. So I kind of inherited the studio because I was like, well, I don't want to get a normal job. I still want to paint plastic spacemen. So I kind of took that over full time. He was known for having a massive collection and doing massive armies because he had that kind of mind where he could just like crank out soldiers, and that like was the way his brain worked. And I'm like, nah, I want to spend like 100 hours on the one character, I want to do that. And he was like, great, I'm going to hire you because I hate doing that. I don't want to do freehand. I don't want to do characters. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to paint 25 Bane blades. And I'm like, okay, cool. it works well. And then I kind of inherited it. And so I'm like, well, now I have to paint 25 Bane blades and this sucks. So I've kind of changed paths a little bit. I say that, but I did just paint like, 100 pieces of terrain or something like that. But now I'm kind of doing more like, okay, I'll do the squad, or I'll do the Titan, like one Titan, or I'll do like, a character or a kit bash or custom work versus 180 Kriegsmen or something like that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, someone's like, here's a box of 400 Skitarii. I'm like, go to hell. I'm not. You go right to hell. I'm not touching them.
400 Skitarii makes me like tense up. Like I get a little like.
I gotta be honest, 10 Skitarii get me a little tense. But yeah, the Skitarii models are super detailed.
You're like robot skeletons. You're like, okay, cool, robot skeletons, Necrons. No, robot skeletons in bathrobes. I'm like, I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah.
The worst ones were what are they, Sicarans or something like that, which are the little robot skeletons with the little knives. And if you drop one on the floor, it explodes.
Yeah.
It goes into every corner of your carpet. Like you're never finding that arm.
Those are a Games Workshop trick. Those are not real models. They are a trick.
It's an optical illusion.
Excellent.
That's why they blow up when you drop them.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. So sorry, yeah, we should have tackled that at the start. But bringing it back around to narrative, let's go sort of around the horn and talk about what our favorite thing is about playing a story rather than playing a set of rules.
Joe, you want to go?
Yeah. So this might sound kind of different, but for me, it's that I get to just kind of shed off all my social norms and enjoy my little soldiers, do the imaginary story. You know, every time I paint them, I think about what they could do, you know, their personality, and I get to represent that on the tabletop with like-minded people. And that's the really special thing is, you know, when you're doing pickup games, you've got your fun elite squad and you've named them all, and then you end up playing someone with like a really good tournament player and they just wipe them off, and it feels bad.
Yep.
But when you're at a narrative and you say, hey, these guys all have names, they're on the underside of their bases, this is why this one has this scar, people love it and they get into it. And I don't think I'm ever going to stop loving that.
Yeah. Awesome. Rachel?
That's like that for me too. I actually haven't played a lot of narrative games myself. It's really just me like at the tournament, but getting to facilitate people like Joe showing up and being that into their army and that into the lore of the little world that they've created for their people is awesome, because I love seeing people get as passionate or even more passionate as me, like about the hobby. And it really gives you a chance to, like, I played competitive a lot because a lot of my friends were competitive players. My boyfriend's a competitive player. All of his friends are competitive players. So I would show up with my little dudes and be like, hey, here's my Sanguinary Guard. Here's my Dante. It's very pretty. And then it's like, wow, that's not meta. You are going to be done with your round in 45 minutes. And I'm like, okay. Anyways, my boys, I love my boys. They're great. You know, and you get to do that in narrative. You can bring whatever list you want. You can show off your little boys and or your little robots or your little nurglings or whatever they are, and have a good time. And you can just fully embrace it and nerd out, and you're going to be amongst like-minded people in a narrative environment. And even if your army isn't the most meta at scoring this or that, there'll probably be something you can do narratively that you can really be a part of the story. Because I think the guy that won our best, it was a player voted best character spirit of the narrative for Chaos. I think he lost every game.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, yeah. And he had a great time.
He was just a great personality.
Oh, yeah. It was the Slanesh player with the very bright tanks. He was just
He was
total
hyping up
vibes the whole
Chaos
time.
team, going around.
Oh, yeah.
Complimenting everyone. Just, I mean, yeah, that's really, it makes everyone feel accepted and welcome. And I think that's very special, especially in these times.
Yeah, he did lose every game, he says in the comments there. And you'll never guess who was our tie again for the
after
kind of
like
Imperial.
6 recounts.
After multiple recounts, making sure people voted. There was one guy that left early. We called him and got his vote. That didn't help. Did not break the tie. And it was Shay and Phil on the order side, and we had them roll off for it. And Shay, Katie and Sergeant Steele, he ended up winning the Spirit of the Narrative for order. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love that it was those two guys, and they both provided photos for tonight's show. So,
yeah.
definitely perfect. Awesome. How about you, Jake?
It's hard, right? So like I was a competitive player for a long time, and I don't think I realized it. I think that's just kind of the people that I was playing with and the events I was going to, and then I just think that was how tournaments were set up back in the day, at least at the local level. And then I think I started to understand more of it when I worked for GW and going to stuff right before and right after I got out of the company. My favorite thing ever was when they used to do, you could win best general, which meant you had the best record, and that was like all the tryhards and all the super competitive guys. And then you could win best army, and that was voted on by like all the players and the judges to look at like the list they thought was like the most thematic or the most like on brand or the most whatever. And then there was like best sportsman, and that was like whoever was the most fun person to play against. And the guy who won the Slayer sword, the guy who won best overall, it was the highest across the three. So I always liked that because you could have, all these tryhards that like, their army's painted like gray with like red eyes, and like they, show up and they're just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna rush for my turn, and they're like, oh, Judge, this guy's slow playing, and they just want to get all their wins in. And then you had guys that built like, to your point, crazy medalists or lists they thought were really fun. Like they're like, oh, I did, second company dark angels, and you're like, what is it? You're like, it's all bikes and like speeders, and they're all in black, and like I did the banners and everything. Like you're like, that's really cool. That's super on brand. And then you had the guy who was like really entertaining, and I played this one guy. He was dressed as a Space Wolf, Space Wolf t-shirt on, and he would hand out these little like, the little sweet drinks that it looks like a barrel, and you pull the foil top off.
Yeah.
So those were his like kegs of mead, and he would give every opponent one like after every, like it was just fun. And I remember that because he was a really fun opponent. So you could have those guys that would absolutely kill it in like the play, but it was usually one of the best sportsmen that had a really fun army that typically won best overall. And I think as I got more into the game and realized, like, I was like, oh, that's the stuff that I enjoy more. Like playing against a really good player is fun and usually learn some stuff, but I always had way more fun at a table where I'm like, wow, that army looks amazing. Or like, man, my opponent was like super fun and like really cool and had a great attitude. Like that's the stuff that I always liked. So I think getting into narrative and seeing that there was an actual difference and that the focus was different, I think I was like, oh, I really enjoy this. And a big thing for me is, I'll tell people all the time, having that narrative, whether it's, your army in your head, like, oh, these guys are from this detachment and they were part of this and it fits into the lore, like in the short story that, Graham McNeil wrote, and I basically wrote my guys off of that. And then you play your guys, and like you were saying, they're all named and you have all your dudes and you do your whatever. Having that battle mean something in an event that has 3 or 4 or 5 rounds or whatever, you're like, oh, because this happened in this next game, that'll matter, and then like the third thing will matter. Like I like all that. I like the big picture stuff. Like I'm fine with the micro for the battle, but then you kind of zoom out for the macro for the event, and you're like, oh, this is what happened. So it's like I got tabled in like a random event I was playing at Adepticon, but my team in our sector won. And I was like, oh, I'm the fullback on this play. Like I'm gonna like do the inglorious thing, and I'm gonna smash some guy into the mud, and I'm gonna have my face down in the mud and not see what's happening as my team scores a touchdown. And I was like, I'm fine with that. Like I love that whole mechanic and narrative, and you only get that in narrative play. So again, all credit to you guys as the organizers, because you guys are basically like the camera crew and the director that get us to do that stuff. So I can't thank you guys enough. It's awesome. Excellent. And you took care of Phil all week, which was awesome. Like
he took care of us equally. I think like that was a lot of like, hey, you doing okay? You okay? And I'm like clutching the Red Bull, shaking in my hand. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Just go roll the dice. It's fine.
The whole time.
See, if you get excited about that kind of thing, the guy giving out the little barrel, like you talked about, I think they're called hugs, as people said in the chat. It reminds me there was a World Eater player at Grand Narrative, which you have to come to. Like you gotta make time, because that everything you just described about that guy, it is
4 weeks, 3 weeks,
November.
3 weeks. No, it's I'm leaving on November 5th. It's that weekend of that. Like I think it's like 8th, 9th, 10th. It's kind of the same. It's a little too late to go to this one, but you got to plan for it next year.
Wow.
There was a guy, he was giving out like blood packs to his opponents on the games. Like people make like whole like purity seals and pins and like all sorts of little trinkets. Joe, he gave out some stuff.
I made chaos daggers I gave out. This year I'm making little feudal pistols. I'm going to 3D print and engrave our battle group name on them, give them out to everyone in the battle group, then make like 20 more and give them out to fun opponents and people I meet.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's that kind of thing. It's crazy.
You'll go home with just a bag of stuff. Maybe 20 dice. So many useful hobby things too.
Nice.
Trackers, all sorts of stuff.
There was a guy, I don't remember the dude's name, but his like main character of his army, it was a Necron army, and he had a overlord called Fancy Bot, and he had a QR code that you scan, and it's a 20-page Google document about this guy's lore. That's how into it, and like he's into it. He gives out like individual models that are 3D print custom models to his opponents that are that that are fancy bought. It's incredible. It is super amazing. That's like a small slice of what you can get with narrative. It's crazy.
The best thing I got was someone liked my my Nurgle Porphyrion conversion, which has a Nurgling driving it, so much that he made lore for his army of a Nurgling named Hiccup that was trying to get to my Porphyrion, and at the end of it, he gave me that Nurgling. And it's
Nice.
I think it's next to my Porphyrion right now, which I don't want to get out of my case because it's a giant.
Awesome.
All right, what about you, Dave? What's your favorite part?
Oh man, while you guys were going through the things, I was thinking about it. Then I was like, oh, maybe I won't have time. But I think it's that opportunity to find those moments in a game where the story takes over. What's going on takes over what it means in the rules that are set. Something Josh said in the chat was where is it? Scrolled up. There we go. No, yeah, there we go. Play the game, not the rules. So from that sort of aspect, it's very cool. All the armies I play or the approach that I take to my gaming is very, very much usually sort of charging up the middle. Unless I'm playing Imperial Guard, in which case it's sit back and have my opponent
charge me.
Yeah. But usually it's charging up middle. So like in that game on Sunday that I played, the Hunt the Dragon scenario, my opponent sat back quite a bit. He was attacking the tank and I was chasing after peasants. And I was like,
you were getting your butt handed to you by peasants?
Yeah, I was getting my butt handed to me by peasants. But it was like, okay, there's an opportunity here where I can get a glory point. So in Trench Crusade and the campaign games, you can earn glory points. I can earn a glory point by knocking somebody off the top of that tank. So if I sort of charge over and climb up on the tank while they're hacking at it and encourage somebody to come up and fight me, then if I knock that person off, that's glory for me, kind of thing. I threw my foolishly though, I threw my sorcerer into the situation, but she's pretty good. She can sort of usually handle herself, but I ended up fighting Brendan's toughest character, the Warwolf, the chainsaw mouth, and it did not go down well for me. But I could have sat back and done nothing, but it's not the way that I play, and there was an opportunity to sort of create a crazy story between us. So that sort of thing, that opportunity to sort of the chance to take those opportunities during the game to create a story and take it further.
Dave saw an opportunity to feed his sorceress to the wolf and was like, I'm going to do that.
Narrative.
It doesn't always happen this way, right?
But better, it would have been amazing.
That's canon now, by the way. Your sorceress is always getting eaten by the chainsaw mouth person wolf thing.
Well, actually, the great thing as well is, so she was taken out of action by the werewolf, and I rolled for her injury after the game. Dark memory was the injury result. So she is now traumatized.
No.
Any time that I play against Heretic Legion in the Hunt the Dragon scenario, she will fear all the models in that warband. So
that's pretty cool. Awesome, though.
There's a crazy story result that randomly came together and just worked perfectly for it. So yeah, you're saying. So it's those sort of things, those opportunities. That's what I love about it. But yeah,
it's all good, Dave. You just got to get her some martyrdom pills, and then she's immune to fear.
Well, she causes fear herself, so technically she's immune to fear. But
so if she looks at herself in the mirror, is she like not afraid, or is she afraid?
That's just a quick jump scare.
I'd like to say that if you looked at the model, she you know that she doesn't look at herself in the mirror.
Okay.
None of that. Might be because
she has no mirrors in her house. It's all
Zero.
Live, Laugh, Love posters.
Very cursed.
She has mirrors. She just has no eye. So.
Nice. Okay.
Can I pet that dog?
But yeah, it's that kind of thing. But cool. Okay. We mentioned before to you guys before the show. This is now the sort of the moment of the show that we usually go through and take a look at our community's miniatures. You guys good to hang around and check those out?
I'd love to.
Awesome. Let's jump into that. Let me just move that one. No, stop sharing. This is also the point in the show where I talk through.
Yeah, Dave narrates for those at home who aren't sure what's happening.
So I'm now
That's a
clicking
very
button
important skill to have.
on the particular window, and now I would share there. There we go.
Joe, there's a cat trying to get in your door.
Yeah, I can see one of your cats is. I saw a puppy in Jake's.
Oh yeah, Bailey
stream
came
earlier.
down to see me and jumped up on my lap. She's been on the
I
show.
got my
a couple
door
times.
shut. There's
Same.
2 dogs in the house, but I'm like, nah, you're not coming in to bother me today. Sorry.
Dude, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is
Very nice.
absolutely fantastic.
So yeah, folks who spend a bit of time on checking out miniatures on Instagram will know El Miniaturista,
Yeah.
who's
Yep.
a spectacular Spanish painter who does fantastic work with OSL. He recently launched basically he's going to be launching a miniatures line. This is one of the first models from it. And Adam has taken this model and painted it up.
This is like Old Man Guile or like Duke from GI or not Duke. Yeah, Duke from GI Joe. Only now he's like semi-retired. No, Flint. This is like Flint, but he's retired with his robot arm.
Yep.
I love the red. The red is just really beautiful. The non-metallic metal.
Yeah, spectacular work through there on the paneling.
I'm
tattoos
assuming
on the
he's
skin are great,
into
too.
the Ozzy Osbourne T-shirt as well, which is
It
amazing.
pops so much.
Oh yeah. It's all for freehand. All the
That's
tattoo
great.
freehand work. So it has the love on his hand.
The
And hate
tattoos
is
look really
scratched into
good.
his other knuckles.
Yeah, he's got hate
Wow. Oh, no kidding.
etched
Yeah.
across the robot hand.
Oh, that's nice. This is the part where I lean into the camera and you guys get to see my forehead, so I can like actually look at the picture.
These are so good.
That's cool. But yeah, beautiful work there, Adam. So yeah, on the Facebook group, Build Paint Play Community, there's a link down below. You can go and check it out. Adam has about 5 or 6 more photos in that post, so you can check it sort of turned around. But beautiful work there, Adam. It's great.
That's awesome.
Next up, Bing has finished up his Bad Batch
Yep.
with what's the sniper called?
That's Scope. No, not Scope.
Scope seems like a reasonable name.
The basing looks like dirt on a metal floor, and it's fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, in some of the other models that he's done for the Bad Batch, it's a similar sort of thing. I think almost all of the Shatterpoint basing, the plastic bases they come with, have that metal decking or have a decking of some kind. But yeah, putting the pigment dust over it.
Is it
really
is
well.
that Legion?
Yeah, this is for Shatterpoint.
Shatterpoint.
Okay.
So yeah, the slightly the smaller number of models, but larger scale models.
Yeah.
Like 40.
Yeah, that's Crosshair. That's it. It's Crosshair is the sniper, and I think that's Tech.
I think you're right.
But yeah, these are cool, super cool. I like that. I like the way that he did the armor too. You can tell that he like did a quick dry brush from certain angles to like pick up the panels.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I like it because it looks messy like their armor is, which is awesome. It looks lived in. It looks like it's been through some stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely beautiful work there, Bing. Nice one. Next up, Brendan Bell, was my opponent on in the Hunt the Dragon scenario. He's been painting up this Trench Pilgrim warband for one of our other players. Are
those official models that way?
Some of them are, some of them are not.
I guess so.
So I think, basically everything, I think the models sort of left of here are official models, and I think these are from another.
That checks out.
I would have guessed that too.
What Dave means is the topless girls are not
Yes.
official.
For a second, I thought you were going to say everything to the left is not official. And I was like,
No.
Those are official. Yeah.
I think the ones
You're
that are-
missing the opportunity for like very custom sculpted purity, like whatever the equivalent of a purity seal is in Trench Crusade, to go right on those things. So,
Oh, like pasties.
you
Yeah,
know,
there you go.
yeah.
purity plaques as well. Yeah, but
But they look cool.
I think the one of the Trench Crusade stigmatic nuns is topless. So
Ah, okay, interesting.
but these, I think these ones are from Defa Minis, who is doing because they're a little bit more cartoony style. He's done Defa Minis on Instagram, but
It's solving the boob armor debate where you armor everything but that, and then you don't have to complain about the boob plate.
It
It's
is
there
kind of
isn't any.
hilarious to me that they're like, so I'm wearing. It's like technically I would classify it as partial plate because you're wearing full
Quarter
plate on
plate.
your arms and shoulders. You
Yep.
have a full great helm with a gorget, and then you've got full knees down, like with sabatons and everything. And you're like, oh, cool. Like, what else? They're like, that's it. You're like, do you want like the middle part? And they're like,
No,
I'm not worried
no.
about that.
do you want the
Not worried about
important bits? No.
nothing there needs to be protected. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Table
These are
Ready
cool.
is pointing out that the far right one is the official one. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, if you look, you can tell there's a pretty dramatic aesthetic difference in them.
Yeah.
The armor is different. The armor shapes of like the leg and stuff
Yes.
and the arms are different.
She's like, have you
now that I
seen my
know that.
physique? She's like, have you seen my physique? No one would dare strike me in my physique.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's showing her abs off. That's all the armor she needs.
It's Catachan.
Catachan approved. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just as the the shirt's the 6+ armor
There you go.
t-shirt.
These are cool.
But yeah, excellent work there, Brendan. Nice. Next up, Chris Gorka.
Mm,
So
That's
Chris,
smooth yellow.
This is amazing.
The to
He's
take the
next
yellow
up on my
armor
list.
and the cream on the inside of the cape and make it look so good without blending together is amazing.
Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah. Every element is distinct. I really like the eagle on the shield. That bone color that was chosen was really nice.
It does look
All
great.
he's got left on this is he needs to write on the piece above his head. It's supposed to say Lysander, and then on the
okay.
banner on the shield it'll say Dorn.
Mm.
I need to run
These are
around
good.
with my name just plastered all over myself more often.
Yeah.
How are people going to know who you are if you don't have
Yeah.
a sick back banner?
Neon hat.
How do I know who you work for unless it says it?
Yeah.
Yes, I see the Imperial Fist symbol, but
There could always be more fists on this armor for sure. You know.
Phil, he's
Just
in
in
a box
case.
upstairs.
Nice
He's in a
thunder.
box
Yeah.
upstairs, Phil.
Yeah. It's great. This looks really good.
the moment, but no, four at the moment. But yeah, I
I
love
really
it.
like this the subtle like electric arcs on the hammer head.
Yeah,
Like it's not over the top. It's just a little bit. There's one on the front, one on the back, a little bit of a blue wash. It's just a great effect.
I just noticed the hammer is being held by like a fist. Like the middle part of the hammer is also
There's a
fist.
lot of fists going on.
yeah. I was counting. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and
4,
that's 5.
5.
Well, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and then he has two fists.
Yeah.
Oh,
He also has fists.
There's
Yeah.
also a gold fist hanging off the thing on his belt.
The little thing on his belt. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
people
there's
give
a gold-
space
that's a
holes
keychain.
a hard time.
He has like a key fob that's a little gold fist.
Mm,
Like
look at that. That's a smooth
Ooh,
power
yeah.
sword right there.
awesome.
Some more just fantastic yellows. The shades they've done.
Yeah.
That is something I struggle with on all the yellow I'm working on. There's not shading. This is my like one coat army. I'm not going to attempt shading that amazing.
Good decal work too.
Yeah,
They look smooth.
beautiful there.
The only thing I'd say is the only thing I'd say is like maybe to add more, but it's definitely a choice of aesthetic on whether or not you want them to be super clean. But they're on like dirt, so putting just a little weathering powder on their feet, I think would look really cool.
Chris always has his guys looking like factory showroom sharp. Like everything is always like super dusted up. Like these guys just buffed their armor before they hit the trail.
Yeah, this is them walking right out of the tank. They don't have dust on
Oh,
them
they're
at
not
all.
even walking. That's why they just teleported here. That's why there's no dirt.
It blasted all the dirt off their armor, and it doesn't teleport with them.
The drilled
Looks
barrels
really cool.
is also superb. None of them are googly eyes. They're
Yep.
all sharp.
Yeah.
I see you, Chris. I appreciate you because I always drill out the barrels.
It's easy if you just give your guys chain swords and no guns. You don't have to worry about it.
Yep. Excellent. Oh, there we go. Sorry, in the chat as well, Scott said, "Do just get an iced out chain around your neck that says Joe D."
Joe D.
Everywhere.
You need that now, Joe.
I've got a slew of metallic filaments loaded up in my printers right now. I'll make that happen.
Yep. Awesome.
I don't know how my wife would feel, but you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Dude, I love these new Terminators. They are so good. If anybody is thinking about playing Terminators, if you want the ultimate gross list, the new Terminator box that's coming out, I forget what it's called, but it's like 3 squads of Terminators and then 3 Terminator characters.
Yep.
If you buy that and then you buy the Iron Hands character,
yep,
he is disgusting. His rules are so good, especially with he works with either Terminators or Stern Guard, which is a head fake. Do not run the Stern Guard, just run Terminators. And then he has an ability where like you can pick a unit as your Oath of Moment, and then if you swoop in and kill it, he can then immediately pick another one. So you could be like, oh, I killed this with my first unit of Terminators. We have to kill that next. And then you have the other unit of Terminators hit that one. That list is going to be everywhere. And you can run them as all, what is it, Averni? That's the first company of the Iron Hands. That list is going to be disgusting.
It's a really cool Terminator. I can't wait to grab it and convert it into a better chapter like Space Wolves.
I'm waiting for Blood Angel ones.
Remember 5 minutes ago when Jake said, I used to be a competitive player? Anyway.
It came out. It jumped out. He saw the Terminators.
I'm just saying that there are some things that Games Workshop makes that are specifically designed. Like, I don't think it's an accident that they have that character coming out basically 2 weeks before the box comes out. I don't think that was an accident.
No, it wasn't, for sure. Excellent work there, Chris. Thanks for sending those. Chris Kemig, also painting Imperial Fists, but painting some for, my mind's gone like 30K.
All he has to do is put some black stripes on that shoulder pad.
Oh, it could be an Iron Warrior.
It's an Iron Warrior.
It's not.
That's some big heresy right there. Accusing a fist player of being an Iron Warrior player. That's woof.
He's great. This model is so cool. He the sword is from the melee weapon sprue. Such a simple bit swap, but it makes such a big difference. This guy now is like Silent Menace. You're like, as he's like, oh, okay, I'm about to stab you.
Yeah, the heresy models are so cool. Being somebody who got into the lore with reading Horus Rising and getting into Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see the new models. They look really, really excellent.
I love Heresy.
But beautiful work there, Chris. Thanks for sharing.
Nice.
Dave Powell's.
Ooh.
Freehand banners. Let's go.
In his post, he said he's been painting, showing. He hasn't been showing a lot of building. He's been showing a bit of painting lately. So he thought he'd take some photos of game that he played. So this is playing Saga. So I think this is his Irish warband. If the next photo is anything to go by.
I have to mention we said heresy a couple times and summoned heresy.
Yeah, once you say it 3 times, he shows up.
Heresy. Awesome. Welcome, heresy. But yeah, this is Dave Powell's here playing against our friend Jamie Welling in a game of Saga.
Very cool.
But, so not sure how many people have played Saga, but it's a very fun game. It's got a great dice resource mechanic. Which
I like the sort of Viking measuring thing at the bottom right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. The laser cut duck. Sure.
I like that.
Yep. Great stuff there, Dave. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. Myself, yes, I've painted some stuff as well.
Some guy named Dave. I don't know who this is.
Yeah, I think last week on the show I showed the smaller what are these called? The Schneider CA tanks. This is the one that's the like 156 scale. This is the one that I bumped up a bit, so it's probably closer to 135th scale. But
Those are some massive candles in scale.
yeah. So that's
All the ways.
which part of the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Nope, you're
Those are
behind the
cool.
logo, Dave. We can't see
Yeah,
you.
it's just build
I
paint
mean, I
play
believe
with like
you.
a
I'm sure it's
tank
there.
shaking behind it. But no, this is great. This looks really cool.
So all those candles are from from Epic Basing. So pretty much those. I replaced the weapons on the tank. You can see I replaced this gun and the machine guns here with flamers and heavy stubber from GW Sprues. And these icon panels are from the other tank from Diceverse. So just use them on here.
I'm assuming this is a Trench Crusade mini then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I basically painted up. There are no rules for it outside of using it as a dragon in the dragon scenario. Eventually there might be, but for the moment it's just a cool, fun thing to add to my collection.
And like I said earlier, just casual flex of the black box character Horus Heresy thing. Oh yeah, I just put my models on it to take pictures. Who cares?
I do. You can see like there's all sorts of dust and crap on it. But,
Yeah, that's Dave's like main stage where he puts like his featured models and photos.
It's just right there in the corner.
What model was in that box at one point?
Oh, I don't know. Let me find out.
Oh, flexing his
still
immense
in there.
wealth.
Oh, it's Lorgar.
Oh boy,
Leave him in the
get
box.
that out of here.
Oh, whoops! I forgot I had the worst Primarch. Let me bust him out again.
Well, I painted him up and he's in another box somewhere else. But yeah, he's not in that box anymore. And I'm also painting some more Votan. So I've got
yeah, these
I
are
love the
the
steel
newer
jacks.
guys, right? Yeah,
the Steeljacks.
Yeah, these are
with
great.
turquoise and white.
We finally have a bunch of them coming in. Finally,
Cool.
we're getting a big restock of them.
Nice.
I got so lucky and found out that right up the street from me is a comic book shop that doesn't advertise they sell mini games way in the back, and they had just stockpiles of all the new releases. So I managed to just drop a whole paycheck on new Votan, and I was happy as can be.
Fantastic.
Got to gatekeep
No,
that.
I like how
but
Joe
tell
very
me-
specifically is like, and I'm not going to say the name of the comic book store so that only I can go there and get stuff.
I know where Joe lives, so I can go look it up
Yeah.
myself. I'm gonna go clean it out and laugh at
The
him.
2025 match play mission cards there, which are just impossible to get.
Yep.
I told all my
Nice.
friends, and now there's no more at that shop.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to do that. Excellent. So getting back to minis from the community.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
That's-
dude,
Yeah.
Celine was killing it.
love a good war match.
nice.
Yeah. So two Lins from Taiwan. And spectacular.
Balls of glory.
Yeah, I've been working on
That's
this
nice.
for a while, which is but yeah, beautiful work.
And there's a subtle flex, I think, there because I think the decal on the head, unless I'm mistaken, is from the big Titan decal sheet, not the little one.
Oh, up here.
I don't know if the Graphonicus Titan, I don't think they have a Graphonicus small Titan sheet. Maybe they do. I don't know. But that looks like the same scale because that piece is about this big as the one that comes on the big Titan sheet. So
Yeah.
Check, because I know I have some big Titan sheets in this massive pile, but I can't be bothered.
Nice.
they don't make those anymore. So big flex.
Yeah, I have a stupid collection of transfers. Like
I can probably beat you, but
Oh, I imagine.
I don't need to buy transfers ever again.
Anyway, so yeah, beautiful work there, especially the crushed
basing.
Oh, the damage on the Warhound's fantastic.
That looks lovely, and the red is really crispy. So is the yellow. The yellow is very warm.
Are
I
there,
think he's very careful not to step on the Plasmion because it could still explode.
is
Absolutely.
the terrain on that base from Legions, the little crate?
yeah.
Oh,
And the
wow.
crushed buildings too. They have like this interesting mechanic where you can destroy buildings as you are fighting, and
Don't make
they
me
have a
wanna-
little replacement pile of building debris for it, which is pretty sick.
Very cool.
Purity seals are cool too. The big banners.
Yeah, those are awesome.
I love it.
I like the photo of the back. I imagine just like the heat haze coming out of those exhausts.
I wanted to bring that around because so just picking out the different elements there and different metallics, part of the skeletal structure.
Really nice weathering too. Not too much. It's just the right amount. Looks good.
Really subtle micro detailing.
Very much my favorite chassis of Titan.
So everybody definitely needs to go to the Build Paint Play Facebook group to check that out. There are more photos there, and there's a photo of the full piece. I thought I put that in tonight, but I didn't. I apologize.
Yeah, Sulin stuff is incredible.
Yeah, you go and check it out. Next up, James Craig.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
James,
nice.
up in he's in Canada, in
This is
Ontario.
very cool.
So he and his son are working on this. This is part of a charity project that they're working on. But yeah, you can see the work they've done there. This engine pod does come off the tank, but as he's been working on it, pulling it off to make sure they can get the right glow happening underneath.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, underneath them.
The weathering on the decal on the back hatch is very nice too.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for alternative ways to not use the little flight stems. And this is one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, it is an amazing option, isn't it? Beautiful work there, James. But yeah, again, check that out in the Facebook group. He does mention the charity event that's for. So there might be an opportunity to buy raffle tickets for it.
One thing I want to say just about this one before we move on is a good way to illustrate the fact that the engine pods would move to make the thing go up or down. He's rotated them so the exhaust is down, so it would be moving like up. Most people will just have them tilted forward because that's the way it is on the box. But of course, it's like a hovercraft, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, beautiful work, James, and your son. Great one. Jeff Smith.
Speaking of improved children.
Yeah. Jeff posted the leader of the unit last week. Yeah, now we've got the rest of them. And they're looking just cool.
This is the
Very
new band. They're about to start their world tour.
Yeah, they look really good, clean, and not in just extreme excessive colors. These ones have extreme excessive cleanliness, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Which I could see from the Emperor's Children. Like they're like, I gotta polish this up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obsessive polishing. Just keep polishing down to the bone.
Listen, my skin robe isn't going to take care of itself. It has to moisturize.
Yeah.
Well,
This is what it looks like when you have a good skincare routine.
something Shay said earlier was Imperial Fists are the new Emperor's Children. Clean, beautiful, and pristine. I think Jeff is trying to reclaim that title.
These are awesome. There's different kinds of obsession with Slaanesh, and people often kind of just hit on the main ones, but like
Which is unfortunate.
obsessive cleanliness, is also something. So
I think it's any emotion related to excess.
Yeah. Excellent work there, Jeff. Beautiful. Excellent.
oh boy, look at that.
Nice.
So yeah, Joshua posted this and another model in the group. Was asking for some thoughts on chaotic basing. So this is apparently his sort of standard basing, desert kind of look. If you have some thoughts or some suggestions for Josh, go and check out that thread and pop your thoughts in there. I think so. I was suggesting something based on my messing around with my Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent for Trench Crusade. I was thinking more taking something like this and making the yellow much more like a sulfur yellow. Some purples. I think Josh is actually thinking about going a different way, something a little bit more desaturated and darker, sort of grimmer and darker.
I actually really like a sort of neutral basing scheme on a lot of armies, because this like particular color choice that he has it really brings the attention more to the model and less to the base.
Yeah.
I think it balances well, especially with like the shiny silver and you have like the contrast of like the dusty base. Again, I'm a big weathering powder fan, so I think that would help a lot. Just
Yep.
adding some to the feet, it would tie the model into the base. You could add a darker weathering powder as well if you wanted it to change the color without actually adding any paint to the base. So,
Excellent. But yeah, beautiful looking mini there, Josh. Excellent. Next up, Kelly Rowe.
oh, this is cool.
That's got to be MCP, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So
Her-
Jake, I have absolutely no idea who this is.
Neither do I. I'm guessing something.
That's Avalanche.
Avalanche?
I was gonna say Aquaman, but I know that's wrong.
I was
But
thinking
it's
like
like
Adam.
water and a big A, so I'm like,
Yeah, he basically has like
Excuse me.
so this is a little weird because this is normally not how his powers work. He's not able to just like manipulate stuff. He can basically cause like seismic events. So he can like get the earth to crack open, or he can cause like a minor earthquake. He can like rumble stuff around. But kind of he can like push and move earth. He can't like, at least I've never seen him do this. I've never seen him like pull something up like he's manipulating it. He can just like cause waves and like move stuff around. Like he can knock stuff away from himself. He can't really like manipulate it.
I suppose this gives the as far as the model sculpt, like as the sculpt goes, it's the opportunity to show that things are moving but still keeping the model open rather than having closing in and pushing, having a wave of stuff in front of him. But
he did a good job with him, like making his costume like really blue and leaning into that. That's like more modern because his costume used to be gray with like silver plates, so he's very monochromatic and boring.
I want to point out
They've made him more blue like in recent years, but yeah, he looks super cool. All right, Dave, who's all this?
Hang on a second. Joe was going to say.
I was going to say similar to that Imperial Fist. He's got the metal and the gray stone, and they're similar, but he makes them distinct enough to where it's obviously not the same thing.
Yeah,
and that's really impressive.
Yep, done a great job there.
All right, Dave, what do we got?
Is that the Thing, Mr. Incredible, the Invisible Woman, and the Human Torch?
No,
that's Mystique.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Torch, Blob, and Aquaman.
Nope. Well, you got.
I'm not even gonna guess.
You got two right.
So
He's a big guy.
That's Avalanche.
It's Avalanche.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Mystique in the front.
Right.
That was Rebecca Romaine in the movie. She can like turn it. She can change her appearance. And then in the newer ones, she's Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay.
Actually, all of them are Mystique. You are mistaken.
Yeah, they're all Mystique.
Yeah.
In the back, that's the Blob.
Okay.
And then on the left, that's Pyro.
Pyro. Okay.
Oh, he was also in one of the X-Men movies that didn't do well.
That doesn't narrow it down.
In the first Deadpool, in the movie that Deadpool's in, the Weapon X movie, he is also bad. Pyro is cool because Pyro can't make flame; he can manipulate flame. So he wears a suit with a flamethrower in it, and then he can like manipulate the fire once it's out.
That's pretty cool.
But he can't make fire in the movie. I don't remember. He has a lighter he's always playing with.
Yeah,
he can't make fire. He can just manipulate it.
Right.
Phil. Oops, all mistakes.
and Steven said, "You are mistaken."
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's bad. I love it.
All good, but yeah, beautiful work there, Kelly. I think
Very cool.
done a great job. That's awesome. Next up, Luis.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So
This is obviously an Iron Warrior's vehicle.
Yeah,
Yep,
I like this Bane.
Silver
blade
and
a lot.
gold. It's probably really fast.
we were talking last week. Luis had his Raven Guard Rhino, and we were asking about some of the things on it were decals, and so he basically popped this in and gave a sort of rundown on how he approaches his decals.
These look really good. Yeah, and I love the kind of paints that they use on like model cars and tanks and what. Like if I turn my camera, there's a considerable amount of paints in my studio.
Wow.
But there are paints that I haven't gotten into yet, which are like the model car and like Gundam specialty, like candy paints. And they have some really crazy stuff you can do with them. But yeah, and there are army painter paints here. They're like this shelf right there. So just shout out to Army Painter there.
Excellent. But yeah, beautiful work there, Luis, and thanks for putting in your approach to decals. Also, Luis is working on his.
Oh my!
Oh, dude, he's a maniac. He magnetized the whole thing.
Yep.
That's
He could change
brutal.
The set of
He
those
could
that I
change
have
out
right
his
here.
carapace weapon. He could change out all of his arms.
I find those on my table legs.
The
Right.
tiny
Like
magnets.
they'll get dropped into the abyss, and then I find them on my table legs. I will try to glue them in, and then they'll stick to my fingers, and I just flick them off.
Like 0.5 millimeter magnets.
They're terrible.
I have no idea what I used to use them for, but
You can
Yeah.
magnetize wrists for like guardsmen and stuff like that with them.
Which is a little bit ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
That's
I'm
the
all
point.
set. I'll just buy another dreadnought.
I just there's something about magnetizing that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, you put a lot of work and a lot of effort. You got to make sure everything lines up. If you mess up the polarity, better luck next time. There's
Oh
not
god.
really
Yep,
do
that's the
about it.
worst.
But like one of my my Reaver Titan was one of my early Titans I magnetized, and I didn't realize the shoulder joints were different for the guns and the arms, so he ends up having these really elongated gorilla arms. And I'm
It's a Chaos Titan, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
jammed some magnets in there, figured out it'll work.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Very cool.
The Havoc
Which
launcher.
custom one is this?
That's
Raven
Is
Guard.
Raven Guard?
That's
Yeah.
that's the Raven Guard.
because they
That's
just sell the
cool.
torsos on their own now, right?
They don't sell them at all anymore. They got rid of them.
Oh.
But this was,
You have to, yeah.
Luis
I
said he
know-
found this. He
yeah.
found this on eBay. Some guy was selling. I think it's two pieces. It's like it's a head and the chest piece.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Some
I
of them
I
have
think
like
they should have
legs.
shoulders and well, some of them do, but
Well,
they
you
definitely
can-
had one that was like a separate.
Yeah.
Because like for the custom, at least for the Blood Angels ones, there was the Incandius one, and then there was a separate Relic Contemptor Blood Angel torso.
Yeah.
So
There's
There you
also a Relic Blood Angels Leviathan one, which
yes, there is. It's one of my favorite models. It's very beautiful.
Excellent. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing your work on this, Luis. Very nice.
is cool.
Patrick Keith.
Oh hey, Patrick.
So Patrick's been working on his Elysian Drop Trooper army.
Nice.
A lot of the Tempestus Aquilons.
Yep.
His typical Scout Sentinel. That's the word I'm looking for. And we talked about
Mm.
dirt.
cracked and
Patrick here has decorated his yard in
That is
1-to-1.
wow. That is the best basing I've ever seen in my life.
Fantastic.
Most
Yeah.
realistic.
The dirt looks so real.
I was going to say,
Where do you get those tufts? I
well, you
want
know
those
how
tufts.
those tufts are usually like you get them; they're very small, and there's a bunch of them on a sheet that costs you like $10. These tufts are incredibly expensive because they are 1-to-1 scale. But,
You can actually just get them for free depending on where you live. But,
Yeah, these are not expensive.
yeah.
I think these ones were imported though. So,
Oh, okay. I see.
but yeah, looking
Good
great.
job.
Patching everything up.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right. Dark Umber is such a good color.
Check to see if I
I
have
love
this.
the green cockpit too. That is like the interior part. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Good contrast.
Do I have
Why are
that?
you doing like Flecktarn camo though? My God, like you have. That's
You have to go and check out his the infantry and see how they look on infantry because what he did there was he sponged it on.
oh okay.
I've done that. That's
Maybe
a-
initial
interesting to do.
sponging and then like some brushwork to like refine shapes.
I think definitely for the vehicles, but for the infantry, I'm not so sure.
That's really cool.
That thing's awesome.
I don't envy you at all. Like,
I mean,
No.
I'm not doing that, but
Yep.
mm-mm.
You can see on this one, that's his initial. So he's got that crackle
Yeah.
look in the
Yeah, it
initial
looks cool.
head there with the airbrush.
yeah, that's either Agrelin Dunes or Agrelin Badlands, like one of the two.
Could be one of the AK
texture paste.
texture paste too.
But looking good there, Patrick. Looking very cool. Next up, Scott Radham. Scott's working on an Orc buggy.
Wow. Look at that.
But
Look at the
yeah,
effort.
taking
I
that
love it.
super effort in there.
Wow.
Now, how much of this is visible on the mini?
I think it's one of those things that when it's all packed in, if you just look at it from like from arm's length, you won't see much of it. but if you bring it up close and look in and sort of get excited about the details.
Absolutely.
The weathering is really nice on the stuff, and the little, I think like a skull or something as
Yeah, it looks like a skull shifter.
Yeah, that's a lot of good detail there.
Yeah.
Respect.
Nice.
Absolutely. And the labels on the models.
Yeah.
At that scale that might not be
Oh, yeah, that's what that is.
by a lot of people. Is pretty cool.
That is really, really cool.
Scott says none of that shit is visible.
Then it's even more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. No, it's awesome. You got to make sure that the lid on that stays.
Comes off, yeah. Don't hard glue that on, please.
But yeah, beautiful work there, Scott. It looks great. Next up, Sean Gleason.
Oh, I love this model. This is a very cool model.
Dryka for a little while, but finished. But yeah, she does look fantastic.
I really love the bright additions to the base. That the model is bright already, but the base additions kind of encourage your eye to move around it. And these models can be, like, at least from the Sylvanet that I've seen, it's hard to, like, it can be hard to make them not like one big blob of green and brown, but this looks really, really cool. There's distinction between the different wood panels and then like the her spirit energy that her body is and the bugs and stuff. It all looks really cool. This is nice.
She's so cool. She's Dryka's just a wood Gundam.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Mobile suit tree. Like
She's great.
But yeah, beautiful work there, Sean.
Especially because I remember the old one that now I think they just sell as a branch witch. Like the old Dryka's like
witch.
This big.
Yeah.
And you're like, she was still scary, but now she's like way scarier.
She's fierce. She's really cool. I've used this and I've used this model for several conversions because it's a very sick model, but it's cool. Good job.
Yep.
That's super cool.
Excellent work. Next up, Stephen.
Dwarfs. Let's go.
Squats.
Yep. So he's painting up a bunch of the fantastic original squats. These just look great.
What is
They're
that
so
like?
chunky.
What is that? RTB like RTB 05?
I'm not sure.
It's a single digit for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, for the Space Dwarves box. I'm not sure. I don't think these are the plastics though. I think these are the metals.
Oh really?
They look metal.
Oh,
they don't
no,
look like more than one
they are.
piece.
They are.
I love how you can tell these were still sculpted by somebody's hands. You know, these are really sick.
Yeah.
By there we go, Bob Ollie. Yeah, they are
Metal Rogue Trader. Yeah.
Nice.
But those the quilted jackets, the blast visors.
Yeah, I love that in the Grim Darkness of the Far Future, they're wearing like padded aprons, like that's their armor.
Hey, you gotta look cool, man. That's we already talked about it. It's the most important thing when going into battle is you look sick.
Yeah,
I think one of my favorite guys is still going to be the Imperial Guard, either sergeant or officer. They had the like breastplate cuirasses with like the fighter pilot helmet with power swords. I was like,
yeah.
this is all great. I love it.
Well, I was just saying, like from a sci-fi point of view, like if you look at like all the rebel troopers on Hoth, they're all wearing quilted jackets.
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're on a snow planet because it's cold. I don't think they're wearing it because it's armor.
These guys, well,
Hey, space is cold too. Maybe I don't know.
Sure,
Maybe
sure.
they're on a ship.
these guys will be cold.
Phil, fashion is pain.
It's also painted red, so it's a great target. But
That's true.
yeah, I think Steven's done an excellent job on these. These look they look beautiful. Awesome work there, Steve. There we go. Yes, fashion thing. Nice work. And that is it for the community miniatures this week.
Nice. Some good stuff, people.
So a quick flash.
Very cool stuff.
Next week, we're going to be talking Conflict 47 with Pete Gosling. So Conflict 47 released by Warlord Games last month. I think September 23rd, thereabouts. So Pete is going to be staying up super late. He lives in the UK. He's going to be staying up super late for us. He is at Essen-Spiel this weekend. So
Good luck.
As we
Good
watch,
luck to all the Golden Demon people out there.
Yep. So yeah, gonna be exciting to see the competition this week and see the results of Golden Demon. But yep, join us next week as we chat with Pete about how well Conflict 47 is doing.
Dude, I'm super excited about this. Like I just got the new Conflict 47 box set, and the base game is great. It is all plastic, so you get a bunch of like Germans in like their power like stormtrooper armor, and then there's like this D-Spine, which is the spider. It looks like a little mini tank with like spider legs on it. It's pretty cool.
Ooh,
and then
okay.
there's like
Sounds awesome.
the Fireflies
that.
are great. So the Fireflies are like U.S. Rangers, like Army Rangers with like jetpacks, like very Rocketeer. And then you get like the Linebacker, which is this big heavy mech with 2 arm guns and stuff. Really, really cool. It's a really nice set. The starter is great.
Excellent. So yeah, we're gonna be looking forward to talking to Pete about that. It's brought us to the end of the show.
Anything else you got to go over, Dave?
No, I was going to say, Rachel and Joe, thanks very much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. This is awesome.
So next thing for you guys obviously is the narrative. You said in 3 weeks.
Grand narrative.
It's coming up fast. The weekend of the 7th, I think, of November. I know.
Yeah.
I fly out on the 6th. Rachel, you said you're flying out on the 5th.
Yep, we got to set everything up, and it's
Friday,
a
Saturday,
lot
Sunday.
of tables. Yeah.
Yeah, I get to relax in my room while you do that.
Yep, you do. Enjoy.
It's gonna be nice.
Well, I wish you guys all the best. I will talk to Phil and try to make that into my schedule for next year. Joe, I just realized above you, is that all the Joy toys?
Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are Space Wolf Joy toys.
At first, I was like, "Oh, there are other robots." Then I was like, "Wait, that's a Dreadnought." I was like, "Wait, it's way too big." I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be the Joy toy. It's gonna be the action."
I like how there's been no comment about the Great Unclean One sword on the side here, because that's what I thought you were going to talk about.
Then I've got the Space Wolf sword, and much further on the wall is my Bloodletter sword.
Nice.
And the sassy Nurgling plushie up there too.
Yep.
Dude, that little Nurgling is the best. Well, listen, thank you guys so much for being here. We wish you guys all the best at the Grand Narrative. Talking to Phil and other people that were at the event this past weekend, it sounds like they had a great time. So kudos to you for holding down the fort and, kind of rolling with the punches. I don't think anybody realized that you guys were shorthanded or that you had issues. It seems like everybody had a great time. So,
oh no, we told them. I wanted them to pity me, so they
oh, even better. Well, I don't think anybody pitied you. I think they were all just really impressed. So
I'm just glad.
Thank you guys for being on. Thanks for coming on the show and hanging out. Thanks to everybody for jumping on and watching the show. Make sure you guys do all the stuff. Hit the bell, subscribe. Make sure you guys like if you're on here listening to us, and then post it somewhere and make a comment on it. It helps us out. All in the show links. You've got like our code, so you can, if you shop on the Iron Painter website, you can use our code BPD5 for 5% off. You have everybody's links for Instagram for Joe and for Rachel. Make sure you give them a follow. If you guys need anything, let us know. Don't forget to post your minis for next week on Build Paint Play Community on Facebook, and we will see you next week. And until then, do not forget to build, paint, play.
Yeah.
Shut up and sit down.